All right, y'all. So I am Courtesythebeast and
I'm ShaniiV.
ShaniiV. So we are about to ask each other questions that neither one of us know about. And I told her to shoot her best shot, and I shot my best shot. Now I don't have my questions because I got rushed.
Oh no, he did not get rushed. The time was 6. Then it got to 6:30. Then he showed up around 6:50. So he does not know how to run on time. So then he felt rushed to get here. Cause I something else to afterwards that I let him know about.
It's two sides of a story.
And my side's usually the truth.
The second side
and there's actually 3 sides.
It is 3 sides. The second side of it was time just got in the way. That's completely different than what she said. Time definitely got in the way. But I have him up here. Y'all know how
he's smart, supposedly. Right. Yeah, I just met him today.
Come on now. I have him up here, and so we about to just go ahead and get into it. Since she claims that she's ready with her questions, she gonna shoot first. And
I'm going to easy question, all right? I'm going to go to easy one.
I'm ready for it.
Why 18 questions? Like, what's the significance of 18?
Why 18 questions? Because I feel 18 is enough questions to get to know somebody.
Okay.
Can't be 5 questions. Because you can ask 5 questions at the gas station. You go to a gas station, see somebody, ask them 5 questions. 18 questions, you actually have to sit down and really talk to them when it comes to 18 questions. Because 18 questions can lead to all kinds of conversations.
All right.
For your information.
That's the first question. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Oh, we're going back and forth, right?
Back and forth.
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
I already did. I asked why you.
That was the first question.
That was the first question.
I told
it really
her,
wasn't the first question on my list, but it was on. It's right here, number 8, because I'm like, why the fuck 18? Like, it could have been 15, it could have been 20, it could have been 25, it could have been 10. So I was like, there has to be a significance of the number 18. And even when I asked my sister earlier, because I go back everything with my sister. Okay. She was like, well, I mean, 8 plus 1 is 9, and that's a good number. And I'm like, I guess, but
it's a fire number. 18 is a fire number.
Okay.
So, first question for Shanice. Now, let's see. Let me get it all together. Mm-hmm. First question. What age were you when you got exposed to sex?
Like the first time I had sex, the first time I was exposed to sex?
The first time you was exposed to sexual pictures, videos, content, what was the age? And also, does that affect how you run your business?
The age-wise of it, maybe. But I don't think that it's really what the age was. The age, I would say it was around 7, 8, 9, one of those.
Jesus, that's when everybody got exposed.
That's why, for me, sending my daughter to public school right now is like killing me. It's eating me inside. I wanted to have her homeschool for this year because I had just started my business, and I have to focus on that. I'm like, all right, you can go to public school for a little bit, but I want her to be homeschooled because middle school is no joke.
Yeah, but so how old is she?
She's 11.
She's 11. So do you feel she got exposed to it already?
With social media and stuff like that, I would say probably. I know that I speak to her about keeping her hands to herself. If she goes and does a sleepover, I do let her sleep over. I don't cut her off when it comes she could be on FaceTime with boys. I don't make it seem like that's just a big deal, because I feel like when you make it seem like it's a big deal, then they look for it even more. So she'll be like, who on the phone with? Amir, and I'm like, okay.
So do you feel she showed any kind of signs in a sense?
Not at all. Not even I have a very deep conversation with my daughter, and she's very articulate.
So were you good were you good at covering up when you was young?
I mean, yeah, but she doesn't have as much time as I had as well. My mom owned a childcare facility, and I was there.
Oh, okay.
And she was mostly running it. Whereas if she goes to school, after school she comes home, there's no time like that other than being on the phone. When she's on the phone, I do monitor it.
So around
7, 8, 9.
Now, how does that because I know that when you get exposed around that age, it does have effects
Oh, it does. Definitely.
That people want to try to ignore.
Like, some people are turned off of sex completely.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really like engage in it. Some people are hypersexual.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more so on that side. Now that like
That was
I've
one of my
gone
questions.
through, oh look at that, I'm already answering ahead of time. What? How the fuck? I had like 2 of the things.
Mine's still going.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to go. I'm going to put this on charger. So I feel like. Wait, what was it? You said, oh, I am more happy. Like right now, I'm not having sex because I just feel as though it's a waste of time. A lot of people are having sex to have sex right now, and I did that for like about 2 years just now. However, like now I got past that, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I've done a lot of healing. I feel like with doing the healing, I understand where the root of everything was and why I was acting the way I was acting or doing what I was doing. So now I'm like, okay, well, who am I truly before anything ever happened in my life? So yeah.
That's a fire answer.
Mm-hmm.
She actually answered. No, she didn't really answer. She pretty much brought up some questions that I have. She didn't answer them though. So.
Did you grow up in the church?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Okay.
But I guess I answered that with another answer. With another question.
I have a follow-up question after that, but go ahead.
That's a follow-up question?
No, I have a follow-up question after that.
I grew up around churches, but
were you involved in the church at all?
Yeah.
Okay, what part?
I was
what aspect?
sound.
What was your biggest takeaway?
From church?
Mm-hmm.
From church itself?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest takeaway in what
in any
narrative?
aspect. Like it could be that community matters, it could be that like you got a lot of values from it, it could be
what I got from being in the church experience wise is
he didn't get enough from church. He just showed up, did sound, and left. Okay.
No. So it's like doing the church journey, like you know, it's a such thing called hood hopping. There's a such thing called church hopping.
Oh, most definitely.
Right.
Or like you go on Easter, Christmas, like those major holidays as well.
Right. But we was so it was a time me and my family was actually looking for a church home type thing, and I guess the takeaway would be is I guess your spiritual side is the key to everything. You know what I'm saying? If that's not right, then everything else will kind of, how you say, deteriorate or deteriorate. I can't even say.
Deteriorate from what these.
Yeah. So like, if you are not spiritually well, it don't matter how much you work out. It don't matter how much you help yourself flesh, like your spirit is tired. So I guess that's what I took from it. Like if you ain't spiritually healthy, if you always spiritually fatigued, then eating right and eating healthy don't mean anything if you are spiritually tired. Like you go to sleep, you have a full 8 hours of sleep, but you wake up tired because you still spiritually fatigued, you still spiritually heavy, you still have things weighing on you spiritually. So that's what I took from it, and I always kept that.
Okay, I like that.
Fire question. I got that. You got that.
Yes, sir.
You got that. But that's what I took from being in the church.
Okay. Go ahead. Your question now.
What was the follow-up? That was the follow-up?
Yeah, like more so like what your biggest takeaway and where you involved.
So, okay. What got you into this kinky stuff?
The fact that I was
So for those who don't know what that is like I guess you like to
rope, I sell sex toys, I talk about sex, it's easy for me.
Yeah.
Like I was the child in 5th grade because my mom never talked to me about like my period, things like that.
Okay.
But she gave me a fucking book. And
a book about period?
Yeah.
They make books about periods?
They do. And
well,
her mom gave her a book. So then she thought she had a little bit of a conversation, but it was more so here's the book, read it, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So now I went and took this book to school.
Oh, so you never had a birds and the bees conversation?
Not really, no.
I don't think I did.
So then I took the book to school, and I went to private school. So they was like, what the fuck? You have like pussy in there? There's a whole bunch of shit in there. Over me, it was an educational purpose. Like, we should learn about our bodies. Yeah. And I was very easily able to speak about it to my friends until I got in trouble and I got called to the principal's office. And I was like, but I mean, this is our body. Like, how am I doing something wrong?
I'm spreading information.
Correct. So I've been talking about sex since I've been in 5th grade, and it never really, to me, it's as simple as like 1 + 1 is 2. Like, this is the math problem. This is English. Like, I don't look at all of the kinky stuff as something that's separate from who I am. I look at it as part of who I am. So I can, just like as much as I'm a mother and a business owner, I'm into sex. And then that like, I feel like people have such a bad connotation on sex. Like, I have a poem called What is Naked? And basically it goes over like, we look at people who share their mind, share their soul. We don't look at them as bad, but if I take off my clothes and I'm naked right now, then that's gonna be bad. And it's like, we are made up of mind, body, and soul. So when one part of us is like this, why is it looked at bad? But it's because through our sexuality, we can transform and we can get to a higher level. So I feel like that's why it's conditioned to look at sex as a bad thing.
So why do you think that?
Why do I think what?
As far as, like you said, if you strip naked right here, why would people perceive that as wrong? Because you can't. If it's what? If it's our body.
Like, go up a little bit. I hear the.
Oh.
There we go. You're good. Why do you think? Because it is like, all right. Growing up, I used to always wonder, why the fuck can you show a woman's body on TV, but you can't show a man's body on TV? Like, you saw a woman's body so much more than you actually saw a man, because the penis is hanging out. Like, you never really saw that. Like, you saw a pussy, but you didn't see, like, of course not the whole thing, but you saw it. Yeah. I feel like in America, once your body is exposed, you look at more so less than. Whereas I don't perceive anybody like that. I can go somewhere. I also have control. Other people don't have control. They see somebody who's naked and they think that's the invitation to touch them. That was
another question that she ain't answering these questions. She just touching the questions.
I just did his questions for him, okay?
Oh, definitely not.
But yeah, I feel like people feel like they're more entitled when you're more open. And I hate that.
That's the word for it.
Because who I am, naked or sexually, that's a minuscule part of me. Whereas my mind, my soul, all of that is so much greater. So yeah.
Fire.
All right. Fire. So I saw that you went to Full Sail. Thought that was pretty cool. My brother went there. How do you feel like that helped your music career?
Full Sail, how does it help?
How did it help? Like, did you gain anything that has helped push your music career a little bit further? Did you do just like sound at Full Sail? Like, what part? Like, what degree did you get in Full Sail?
The only thing that I really got from Full Sail is connections.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? People. I didn't really go like. My thing is, if you not going, wherever you going to, at least get maybe 2 or 3 people from that spot. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you go, at least bring 2 or 3 people with you. Wherever you go, whether it's a job, whether it's school, whether it's you going to the store, whatever, and you in a line or something. If it's a whole line of people, at least try to get in contact with at least 2 of them. Or 1 of them at least, because that one person could be the key to
a lot. Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Connections
things.
Are everything.
Connections are everything, and that's what I took really from Full Sail. I know connections to me is more important than
anything else.
Money, because
your network is your net worth.
Your network is your net worth, exactly. And yeah, I got a lot of friends there, and we cool to this day. But I ain't learned nothing about really music, because I was more so focusing on why it's a bunch of people that's just like me here. We can learn on the way. Let me be friends with them, and then we can figure out this music stuff later on, and that's what happened. So that's the only thing I took from Full Sail and pretty much anywhere is connections. Even if that's Instagram, like people using Instagram for.
That's how we connected.
That's how we connect. Instagram. That's how we. A lot of people who I am friends with, like podcast wise, and.
I got glitter on your face. Okay.
I got glitter on my face.
I got it off.
I
don't know either.
Oh, I think it
was like something silver. It was silver. It wasn't gold. It was silver.
Man, you got me like, who did I hug? But okay, so everybody who I pretty much became friends with started off social media. Like
social media.
We are a
key.
prime example.
Social media is utilizing it.
And the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Social media is not for the nonsense that y'all see. It's really
a tool. Like everything in life is a tool.
Thank
if we use the tool correctly, then we can go further. If we don't, then we're gonna sit here and be scrolling. Because I do that sometimes. That's how I story like 20 things long.
That's like it's a time for that. Like social media definitely like you need to laugh sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But Instagram itself was originally made for connections. So
it was to post your food.
It was supposed to food?
Post your food, like pictures of your food. You don't remember? You weren't around for the first part of Instagram. Everybody was just posting pictures of their food, like.
I mean, everybody still do that though.
Yeah, but that's like the first part of Instagram. Like it was people were posting their food.
I don't know, cause I was like I was there when Instagram first started, but I guess I didn't look at people's food.
Maybe people who I follow put a picture of their food and like I don't know what to put on here. It's social media. It's aware because it is still kind of a new thing. Like I'm gonna post my life on the gram. The fuck, like bitch. You learn stay low key, stay to yourself, and then you have Instagram that comes up, and when you want to do stuff like that and get to a different realm on that aspect, you have a battle with yourself. Like, wait a minute, should I be posting this? Should I post this? Am I sharing too much? This and that. So yeah.
That's that algorithm. I don't follow the algorithm.
Me either. I don't have enough thought space. Like my
that's
bio
says
a beautiful chaos.
You said multi. What's it
multifaceted? Huh?
Multifaceted.
Yes, because that's why I feel like with Instagram you have to niche down to get anywhere, but at the same time, like, I'll niche down when I can figure out what the fuck I want to actually niche on, instead of like I like having my hands in different things. I like doing different things.
Multifaceted. That's a word.
Multifaceted.
Oh, so I'm over here. So what I was like, she put multi-faced. I'm like, is she two-faced? Like, why she just put that? So, okay, the next question, right? I think you touched on it, but you didn't answer it.
Okay.
The question is, at this point of your life, right, do you prefer love or lust?
As much as I would want to say love, because I do prefer love. I feel like my whole motto is the purest form of beauty is love.
That's in her bio also.
Yes, it is.
I did my homework.
I did too. You'll see the conscious. But I feel like love without lust is not as passionate as well. Because if I should still feel like those butterflies, I should still feel like you the best looking person. I should still feel like I want to, like you inspire me. I aspire to like connect more with you. And that's from the lust aspect. But if you have lust without love, then it's like, bitch, everybody lusts these days.
Right, so that's the question. That's the question. Would you
prefer love or lust?
At this point,
love.
At this point, like yes, your point of life right now,
I would prefer love. I've had love before, and my love was mixed with lust, and that's why it's very hard for me to sit here and settle down now, because I had that fairy tale relationship in my eyes. So it's like, bitch, I'm not going to settle for less. Like, I'm not gonna go for somebody who's not gonna push me further, not gonna sit here and tell me I'm beautiful when, bitch, I work at nighttime. Like when you work at nightclubs, like you hear like that a lot at nighttime. So it's like,
so why? Yeah,
why love over lust?
Yeah, why love over lust? And I'll tell you why I asked that. Because
I post a lot of pictures of myself.
I was gonna ask that too. Cause like, okay, so and another reason is people. Well, you're still young, you're still a millennial, but people around your age, I ain't gonna say her age.
Yeah, he probably don't even know my age.
I know your age. You
told
me your age.
Okay.
I tell your age.
Oh.
She's not old. People around your age is already given up on that, looking for that certain one, and they just,
Oh yeah, and that's why dating right now is horrible. Like it's.
But no, so what I mean by less is, are you like? What I mean by less is like, or somebody your age, you ain't looking to settle down. You just.
I did that for the last 2.5 years, so now I'm done.
Oh, okay. So now it's just completely like, all right.
No, now I want like, yeah, you're gonna take me on a date. Yeah, we're gonna sit here and like have a good time. Yeah, I have to have the conversation. Yeah, it's gonna take me a couple days of seeing you multiple times, weeks, months. Then we can actually do something Before I was like, all right, I like you, cool. All right, let's do it. Like
so. Okay, I guess a better. Okay, so you answered the question really much. So pretty much, you prefer long nights instead of short nights type thing.
You could, yeah,
Long
I would
nights.
say that. I would say that, and or nights that turn into mornings, as opposed to just nights, or days that turn into nights because you can go on a lunch date. I've been on a breakfast date, and that shit went on for the rest of the day. That was amazing.
You said 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago.
What?
That you stopped lusting.
Oh, that was like maybe a month ago.
Oh, that was a month ago. So like.
I ain't gonna lie.
So 2 months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Well, this is a sub question. Kind of, I just thought of it.
Yeah,
so,
like it's my turn, but go ahead.
It's your turn.
No, go ahead.
So like, all right. So, would you call? Okay, so during that time, the lust time, like you was just. Was there no feelings? That's what I mean by lust. Like no feelings.
So there was
just
one person that I have feelings for. I'm still talking to this person, and they've like tomorrow actually makes a year, but like we're not on the same page sometimes. So at that point in time, I'm like, I can't sit here and like
wait.
Yeah, I've been on 2 dates in the last week, and I saw him last week, and none of those dates were with him. But it's like at the same time, like I know what I want, and sometimes right now. If you're not talking to open people, you might not know that a lot of people are going through their own shit. But if you are having those hard conversations with people, every single person right now is going through one thing or another. Where they don't have a car, they don't have a home, they don't have their money right. One thing or another is not adding up. And that's not to say anything that's like wrong, but that's just what it is right now. We went through a hard time with COVID. We went through people are finally finding themselves. They're more spiritual. They're not really focused on the coins. They're focused on themselves. So I understand that. But when two people have gone through the same thing, they're gonna sit here and think that the person that they're dealing with is gonna sit there and put them through the person next past person. I'm just like, but no, we went both into the same thing, so we can sit here and undo all the hurt that has been done. But sometimes people don't look at it as teamwork. They look at it as, well, I have to get this done, and then we can get together.
So being as how, so back to the question, the love and lust. You said that you prefer love now. So. Is it with the same guy?
Yeah, I do love him.
So, okay, but wait. Let me figure out.
That love is not included with lust. Like he's not lusting over me anymore. It's
okay.
Like cool, we're friends. Yeah, and it's like I'm not gonna big somebody up because I'm very big on that. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to your question because I already answered your question. I'm gonna go to the last question. It seems like you always.
Trying to tell us something.
No, because like when you're in a partnership, like a true partnership, you should be your person's biggest fan. You should be you should be that person. Like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. Like, you are amazing. Like, you're great. But when you are the only person doing that, sometimes that it's not. And I'm not gonna say that he has not, because he definitely has given me my flowers and things like that. But maybe I'm just more self-indulged than I should be, maybe, or you see how? Okay, back to your question. It seems like you're always behind the camera, like Kanye. Do you believe you're a god?
Do I believe I'm a god? I do.
You do. See, and you should.
You should believe, because we are little gods.
Yeah, we're made in the likeness of Him. So if I'm a god and you're a god, and when God sent Jesus, if you believe in the whole Bible situation, down, He came to serve.
Yep.
If we're not serving people, then what are we, like, we're not fulfilling our purpose. And through serving people, you learn more about yourself. You learn how you want to move. You learn how you are. So, yeah.
So that was the question. I think I am a god.
Good.
No, let me change that. I know I am one, because I create all the time.
Reality.
The reality of how I want my life to be. I always say, your future is not ahead of you. Your future is inside of you. And you have the mind, the creativity to force it out, to create your reality. And that's what gods do. Gods create things out of nothing. So I think that's why people kill. That's why people steal. Because if they understand that they're gods, they can walk in there. Hate is a lack of purpose. hate is a lack of purpose. If you hating on me, that's because you're not walking in
your purpose. Yeah,
your purpose.
Well, they haven't found it.
And that's another thing. Your purpose is like you. That's why you haven't found it, because you looking for it. You don't look for your purpose.
You just live as you are.
You already walking in it, and yeah, that's a whole different thing. You gotta have it. But do
you
I think,
said have the good questions.
That was a good question. That was a very good question. Do I think I'm a god? I know I'm a god.
Good.
So yeah.
Good. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so what motivates you when it comes to what was it? What did I see? Your last business.
Okay, so
because everybody,
you don't cut me out every time. I'm joking.
Oh, no, it can't come to me so quick. So like, because the last business is saturated.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I got in there in 2016.
I got five or six homegirls that has last businesses. Now, I guess this is a more business question. I guess the question I'm trying to ask is, what motivates you and what separates you from any other last business? So
the fact that I do not do volume lashes, like the big ones, I don't do those at all. Like, I don't even try to touch it.
What's up with that?
I don't like it. I think that, and then there's no offense to any lady, because it's wonderful. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. It's just for me, like, I'm more natural. I don't even know. Like, I've had my own like setbacks with like, should I even be doing lashes like that? Because I'm putting a chemical on the lash to put on your lash. So that's why when I did get into lashes, I'm like, you know what? First of all, in Broward, if you're not a licensed esthetician, you can't even be doing lashes.
Right.
So half these ladies in Broward who have a lash certificate, if state walks in here, you can't be doing that because you don't have your license. So I don't know how many friends actually have their license as well.
I'm gonna text her after this. Like, I know you got your license, right?
However, that's why I got into waxing. I got into facials, I got into body contouring, because those are things that are also needed. However, now that I'm into all of that, it's very hard for me to sit here and market all of that. And what sets me apart is me. Like, when you come into my facility, you get great energy. You're gonna get a great service. So not only are you gonna get the service that you can get anywhere else, but you're gonna get the energy that you need. When you come in here, you're gonna feel one way. When you leave, you're gonna feel another way. So your skin inside.
Yeah. So what she basically saying is personality, like, separates you from any other.
Every aspect.
In every aspect, what separates you from any other last business is yourself. So. And then I seen her her last business. She actually promotes her personality. The lashes is just, I guess, the.
Okay, he followed my main page. He don't follow my business page. My business page does just have like my lash stuff on there, but I don't really like. I don't like social media. I don't follow social media.
But I follow it. I don't follow it. I don't like physically, but I follow it. She tried to get you in that way.
I don't. For me, I really do think that social media is legit crazy. Like, jeez. I think that for us to sit here and, like, last night, I bet you was telling me, oh, Shanice, you have to do story time. If you go on TikTok and do story time, you can really boost your shit, this and that. And I'm just like, bruh, so I'm telling you my life. And I already wrote a book about part of my life. But I don't.
Oh, I didn't see. Where is that?
Oh, it's not out yet. It's already done. I already have the cover already made. It's supposed to be out by the end of this month. So.
I got an ebook out. That's
yes. Oh, I know. That's one of my questions.
Okay.
I did my research. But I don't know where I was at. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. So what tip would you give to a bunch of these
lash artists? Promote yourself. I feel like if I would push
in what way
on social media,
right?
Like actually taking the video of your work, because sometimes when we get clients in, we're ready to just do the service and get them out. Oh, we forgot to take a picture. We take a before or after, so then we don't have anything to market with. Like, I've had people question me over the years, that's like, do you still do lashes? Yes, I just don't pose. Like, I don't want that's an extra job. Social media is a job, and I want to be able to just do the service of the job. But in order for you to make it in the lash business, you do have to be on social media, and you have to, once you get to a certain point, make an ebook. I have my ebook out as well.
So you do that.
I do lash clip. Huh?
Oh, my
lash manual is the ebook.
Oh, okay.
But I have a book that I wrote about my life for
When that's coming out?
And December.
End of December?
End of September.
End of September?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna send me the link, right?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Is it gonna be on like everywhere?
It will be.
Okay.
It's a little scary though, but I'm like, you know what? Somebody gonna like it. I've had good feedback. I've like given to a few people. It's like, you know, look over, like give me your feedback. So everybody likes it.
How long
it's
is
just
it? How many
like 100 something pages.
Also, it's your
Yeah.
life.
No, that's not even. That's just part of it. That's just okay. So I've been through a lot. So up until like
Saying, give us a little like.
Up until I found out that my husband that I still ended up marrying me, cheated on me. That's where it stopped. So that it prepares me for the next book, for when like what happens.
Oh, so it's like what you call those volumes?
Mm-hmm.
Like a volume.
Yes, I have a trilogy.
That's fire.
Yes.
That's fire.
So I'm living my 4th book
That's
right
fire.
now.
So right now.
I'm living
You
my 4th book.
better put this in.
I will. You listen. People don't understand. My ex used to say, he's like, "Oh, you like The Best Man?" Just the person that is it The Best Man movie where he wrote like a book about his friends. Did you watch The Best Man?
No, I didn't. I probably
okay. Well, yeah. In the movie, the man writes about his friends' lives, and then they all get mad because like, damn, I didn't give you permission on my life, and so.
Like, at first, I thought you was talking about the butterfly effect, like living what you writing type thing. But okay, all right, I'm way off.
You gotta go watch The Best Man. I mean, it's a black movie. You should have seen it. But
I know some.
I understand.
It's some movies. It's some black movies that I don't really like.
Both your parents are Caribbean.
My mom is.
Okay, your dad's American.
My dad is black.
Okay.
And American.
Well, I mean, then you don't have excuse.
You're right.
I have excuses. My whole household was Jamaican, so like I didn't get into
That's
like
no
my
excuse.
black. No, it is because I went to private school. Up until 9th grade, I was sheltered as fuck, and I went to Fort Lauderdale. I rode a bus from Coral Springs every day, and.
So within that time, you could have been.
I was catching up. I had watched the Dave Chappelle show that I had no clue about. That I had to like sneak and watch because my mom would not let me watch that shit. Jeez. Like it was a lot of things that I was
your parents
very
was
sheltered.
Caribbean.
Oh yeah, I'm first generation American, and all my shit is literally still like all my thought like wiping down walls, baseboards. Right.
Wait, so you catching on to the culture?
My ex helped me with that. He's Black American.
What's do you know Johnson's Family Vacation?
Yes, I know that one.
Oh, okay.
I do.
All right, you passed the vibe check.
Yes, I know that. I know actually a lot. I know quite a few movies that I'm like, okay, I can actually say I like and I've watched.
You seen all the Medeas?
I have. Well, that was that's like Medea.
No,
the only reason why he got on was because of the Christian aspect of it. And that's why my mom was like, okay, you can watch it because he's like more into God and talk about this. But if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have gone to that shit either. All right, is it your question or my question?
Your question.
My question. Do you know what breath work is?
I know what?
Breath work.
Breath work?
Mm-hmm.
You mean like breath control?
Like, yeah, like
when you perform it?
No, but more so just to get in tune with yourself. Like before you do something, you check in with yourself by taking deep breaths or like taking short breaths, depending on breathing in your nose, shushing up your diaphragm and how it reacts. Because when you breathe in, you're supposed to contract or release. Like no. I breathe. But do I breath control? I guess that depends on. No, you don't do no breath work. I get it. You don't be practicing.
I probably do.
Yoga.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. I do when I'm trying not to get heated.
Okay, that's a good thing. So help you with your anger and calm you down. I stress on that. I'm like, you better breathe. In your nose, out your mouth. Let's go.
Works. It definitely works, especially like if you didn't cause the irritation. Like let's say somebody in a line or something. Like examples, I was in a long line, and somebody ahead of me was acting stupid, and I was behind them, and I can't stand that, so I was breathing
because you didn't want to say the wrong thing.
The hothead, I'm hot-headed.
Like, girl, what's wrong with you?
I would have done something. I would have tapped dude on the shoulder like, bro, this is like, calm down, bro. We're in a line. This is not no Miami stadium. So yeah.
Okay, nice.
I don't do breath. I guess.
He has to control his anger at times, but he didn't really know what the fuck it was called.
I did not know what it was called. Breath work. So you do breath work?
I do.
So
before an interview, sometimes I'll breathe.
Oh, did you breathe before you got here?
No, I did not, because I was honestly worried about my fucking lashes that I don't have on. I thought I put the glue in my bag. I went to the beauty supply store to get it. They didn't have the one that I like, because I have a certain lash extension I like. Then I went to Walgreens and got the one that I do like. Came here like, all right, bet. I have my lashes, I'm on time, let me do it. And I was like, no glue. That's why I use my lash extension glue.
I seen where the glitter came from. You got it on you.
I did have glitter on me. I always
You got it on your hair too?
Yeah.
That's why I was like.
Yeah, but I didn't even give you a hug today, so it wasn't me. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, so the next question, right? Would you, because you got kids.
I do, I have 2.
You have 2 kids, if you didn't know.
3 and 11. I'm old, I told you.
She is not old. She actually a millennial. I'm gonna just put that out there. Y'all decide, figure out what age she is. But you got kids, right? What did I say? What was the question? What if you're like, because your kids are seeing mommy being an entrepreneur, because that's an important thing, and they want to be just like they mom or parents, entrepreneur wise. Would you okay them for joining the same business as you are?
Yes.
In all aspects, not just the lash, not just the spa.
So, yeah, I honestly feel as though
talk about
my daughter, she's going to get into a stage where she wants to have conversations about that. I'm going to be open. Like, my mom, I have a reel on Instagram of me changing in lingerie. And I have like a whole bunch of plants in the background. That was my mom's.
That was a fire.
That was at my mom's condo.
Okay.
And my sister joked one time, and she was like, "You're like the mom on Mean Girls that came and like, do you need condoms?" I'm gonna be that mom. I feel as though
that's the cool mom. That's how my mom was.
And like
cool mom.
My mom in my daughter in 5th grade. I was taking all her friends home because like they had to walk, and I knew I'm very involved, and that's why I can really mold what the fuck she's really doing. And if she wants to explore, cool. But in the meantime, just know who you are. And for me, I'm more focused on the spirituality of things, because if you focus on that, sex automatically comes.
Damn, that was my question. She actually answered that. That was my question. My next question was, after you asked her, I'm gonna ask you
ask anyways. All right, cool.
Anyways, like, that never happened.
Where do you think your creativity comes from?
Dang, that's I guess me.
Okay, what part of you? When you're angry, does it come out more? When you're frustrated? When you're sad? When you're happy?
I ain't never really got asked that question.
I know, that's why you're doing this interview, because you do for questions that you haven't been asked for. I haven't got asked half the shit you already asked me, but go ahead.
It just happens.
Okay.
Like, no matter what the emotion is. Well, I don't put my creativity with emotions, in a sense. Like, if, like, even right now we created, I didn't really do it based off anger or based off, happiness or sadness. I just did it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is with music, with my different business ventures. I don't really operate out of emotion, in a sense. So I just do it.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered that, but
somewhat. What's your question now?
Okay, so would you be with somebody that is not spiritual? Well, we all spirit beings. Let's make that.
But they don't sit here and focus on their spirituality.
But they're not. Yeah, but they're not really into it. Let me finish. They're not into it, right? But they are
open to it.
They are sexually aroused. They are sexually hyposexual.
They don't have shit to do with your spirituality. I mean, it does, but at the same time, does it? Like, so I've been in a relationship with you who are more so religious, and I at one point was very religious.
However, answer another question. That's not fair.
However, I don't find it to be compatible for me. Like right now, the only reason why I'm into the guy that I'm into is because of the spirituality aspect of it. Like I can sit here and say, let's go to the beach and do yoga. Let's sit here and meditate. Like I like that type of aspect of things. And understanding that your spirit comes first and religion's a cult.
So that would be what? That would be a yes or no?
No, I would not be with somebody who's just spiritual. No matter how aroused they are, if they're not spiritual, then like you're not trying to reach the next level. All right. Did you know that your creativity and your sexual pleasure comes from the same place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So do you
feel like you're more creative when you are sexually active or when you're not?
Nah, dang. That yes and no.
Okay, go ahead, explain.
Yes and no, because people misuse their sexual energy for lust. I know I've done it. But your sexual, that's like your power. That's like your your being. Like your sexual power can be used to create, that can be used to heal your body, that can be used to like create more intimacy to yourself, like help you discover yourself. So yeah, that's a fire question right there. Like my creativity and my it comes from the same place.
Okay.
Comes from the same place. I don't like, it was a time where, I think everybody misused their sexual power.
Definitely. I feel like if you didn't, then like you're probably not as creative anyways.
No, I ain't even think of it that way.
No, for real.
I did not think of it that way.
And then you get stagnant when you're not using it, like if you're misusing it.
Yeah, and if you are horny, if you are always sexually hyped, then I would go and channel that to something creative.
Correct. Also, if you're not getting enough sleep, you do want sex more. I learned that last night. I was
really?
that makes sense. No wonder. I'm over here losing sleep for sex. When I want sex, I'm losing sleep. So yeah, get more sleep if you're like depressed, anxiety, more sex, want more sex, more alcohol, things like that. Get more sleep and like take care of your body, and you will not have as much addictive like wantings, I guess.
So okay, so as far as what was my next question? This is all coming from my head, Joe. Like,
yeah, because he forgot his questions after.
I did forget it. So okay, so as far as like what was the question? Dang. What was the question? Oh, okay. I think I asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask you it again. Do you consider yourself a single mom?
No. I'm not a single mom. I'm a single woman.
So break that down. Break that down.
Because
a lot of people are probably single.
Moms.
Single women, and don't even know that they.
Yes, because at the end of the day, my children have a father. They have an amazing father. Like he steps up and does what he needs to do at all times.
Okay.
So I'm not single in the raising of my children. However,
that's where a single mom
single.
comes in.
Exactly, that's a single mom. Whereas I'm a single woman because I don't have a man right now. Like I'm single, but my kids are taken care of. They only need a daddy. I want somebody. You can play stepdaddy after like some time, and it's actually serious and shit. But for the most part, they have a dad. I'm not looking to replace their dad. Like.
So that's the single mom. Single, like
their daddy not doing shit. They not sitting here helping with nothing.
I got some homegirls like that.
Yeah, like one person in my life, they used to call their child's dad a deadbeat. Now he's paying child support, and he's like, well, I mean, he's at least giving finances, so like he's there, but I'm still a single mom because he's not helping with shit else other than finances. And that I would still consider a single mom.
Okay, so you're a single woman, not a single mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so a follow-up question to that. What are some struggles that you face
Of being a single woman?
Being a single, yeah.
When I'm not working, I have my kids. When I don't have my kids, I'm working. So it's like carving out time is hard, and that's why I do fall victim to like, okay, well, let's meet up at nighttime because, like, bitch, I'd be sleeping anyway, so might as well.
Sleep is very good. Sleep is very
Sleep
good.
is good. Don't worry, I'm choosing that more now. But before, I'm like, well, that's the thing I can, like, lose out on. I can't lose out on sleep work. I can't lose out on time with my kids, but I lose out on sleep. So that was a little hard. Being a single woman, like, I'm not gonna lie, taking care of bills on my own, that's for the birds. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I look back and I'm like, damn, at least before I didn't have to worry about bills like that. But that part is annoying, but I feel like I'm doing it. I feel like you have to, you're an adult. I'm not one of those women that's like, oh my God, can you pay my bill? Or I met you 2 days ago, I like bills. No.
So that's what I was gonna ask, like, do you do that 50-50? Or 50-50, or y'all share the same
bank account?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hard one because before, like, I'm working through my trauma of my last relationship. Okay. I thought I was completely over it, but, like, of course, dealing with somebody new, like, things come up. And one of the things that was in my last relationship, I definitely was either 50-50, 80-20, whatever needed to be happen. Like, if he want to take time off from work, take time off work on yourself. Like, I'm that person that he was running track. At one point, I'm like, then why, if that's your dream, don't work. Go do that. I'll take care of it, and we'll figure it out. Fire. Like, at the end of the day, I've been like that since I was in high school. I remember it'll be in my book, but, like, this one guy, he didn't have what he needed to pay rent. I'm like, all right, well, let's make this money together. Like, there's I'm not a person that's gonna sit here and see a man struggling and think that because he's a man and he's supposed to be the provider, I'm gonna just let him struggle. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be.
She just said something that went against social media perspective, like, you know, because, you know, it's very
a man gonna provide and do everything he need to do. If he not doing that, then that's it. I'm from Broward, so, like, I understand that aspect. Like, the other day, I got, like, the man made me mad. I went on a date. Like, bitch, I know how to move like a Broward bitch. However, I also know
that. For the record, Broward is the best, like.
It is the best county out. I ain't gonna lie. They nothing we don't have. No. We got bad bitches. We got somewhat good men. We'll see. Well, that one's still I'm to figuring out. But places are great. Get good food, great weather.
She said, ain't no good. She said this when it comes to good men in Broward. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Point them out then.
Always say good men are hard to find because we ain't trying to be found.
I saw that on your post.
You saw that?
I did.
We ain't trying to be found.
And that's a good thing, though. And that's why networking and the right locations matters. And I feel like people are like, oh, well, there's piss in the pool. And I'm like, all right, but it's a pool. Have you ever not been able to get out the pool and go to a different pool? Maybe where you're looking at is just full of shit. Go somewhere else and elevate yourself, elevate your boundaries, and you will elevate the men who find you attractive and you're actually intertwining with.
Fire.
All right, my question. Fire. From your perspective, how do you know when someone likes you? Wait, you moved the lid from your nose. Come here.
Huh?
Okay, go ahead.
How, like, what you mean, like?
Okay, because some men, they'll be like, oh, well, she responded to a DM, she likes me. Or, oh, we actually went on a date and she likes me. Like, oh, like, what from your perspective, when do you feel like, okay, well, yeah, this person's feeling me, let me actually give energy? Or, oh, she just being friendly. Or she just, like, that's just her personality. Or that's just who she is. And do you think you can tell the difference?
No.
Okay.
Let me think.
Yeah, please. Because I just feel like men these days, if you respond, for me, okay, I treat social media as I treat real life. Somebody's not gonna walk past me and say hi, and I'm not gonna respond and say hi back. If somebody comes and says hi to me on DMs, don't get me wrong. If it's not if I can see like absolutely no connection at all, like I don't like attraction. What you're doing on your page makes no sense, or things like that, then no. But if it's like, okay, you can be a good person. I'm not saying I like you, but like, okay, cool, I'll respond. But then I feel like men these days take a response as like, yeah, like this person is feeling me. When it's like, but how do you know that?
Okay, so when she starts, when she initiates everything, because women ain't like, from my experience, if she like you, she gonna initiate the date. She is going to spend money on you. Not necessarily.
Unfortunately, yes, that's very. No, you're 100% right. Cause I done bought a gift. Like, here you go, bitch. What? He ain't buy you shit yet. He didn't tell you nothing yet. But you over here buying shit for him. So yeah, I do agree with that.
Right, and like,
and like
when she not only initiates, when she calls you first, not all the time, but when she actually wants to, like, if you not the only one starting everything, she like in a way does the, I guess you wouldn't call it the same energy, then you got somebody. But if she friendly, I don't think she gonna be buying you stuff like that all the time. I don't think she gonna be showing you that kind of energy. If she friendly, but if she like you, she definitely gonna initiate things for you. Like, you
unless she has social anxiety and can't pick up the phone and call.
Well, if she and then another thing.
No, I'm saying you're right though. You're right.
Okay, I feel pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's why you have a book, right? Okay, go ahead. Your question. We'll go on to that later.
Oh, that was the question.
No.
Okay.
That was the question.
So
your perspective. So go ahead.
That's how I would
gauge it.
That's how I would keep game. Like, if she initiates, or if she's down with whatever you got going on. Like, let's say if you want to go and do this, and she falls a line and say, "Okay, I'm gonna get ready," or if she initiates. Because women not initiating, they don't like you. Like, you gonna be the one that's gonna be hitting her up all the time, and you gonna get the notion like, okay, she ain't into me because I'm doing all of this. But if she like you, she gonna initiate in one way or another way, whether it's finance, whether it's money, whether it's like, if you got somewhere to be and like your car is totaled or something, she'll initiate to come pick you up. She ain't got no problem with it, or yeah.
Okay, I like it.
She initiate. So, what is your perspective on spirituality and religion?
Spirituality
now,
is...
this question I'm kind of roping you into, because
another question. Goodness. Okay.
Of course.
So religion is a cult, as I said earlier. I feel as though when it comes to religion, it's to keep you sheltered. When it comes to spirituality, it's to open you up. Just like you can be more free with spirituality. I think that spirituality gets you to we're on earth, we're humans right now, but our spirit lives on.
Right.
We lived beforehand. So if we're focused on our spirituality, then we can transcend, we can go to the next level. Whereas if we're focusing on religion, we're always going to be stuck in this worrying state, because I feel like a lot of people who are in religion, they say, oh, God handles everything, but they still sitting here worried about everything. They're still sitting here judging people. They're still like diminishing who you are. And my happiness comes from being free. My happiness comes from understanding that everyone's living their own work, their own life. They all have their own path, and how someone's reacting to me is not a judgment off of me. It's more so themselves.
I had seen this photo of everybody. It's like everybody in the park, and all they has is a universe. Everybody has their own.
Yes.
Fire.
I believe all of us are planets. All of us are stars. Like, we are all existing and we're coexisting on the same planet together, but we're all individual people. So it's like, treat people. That's why I treat people as if they're a god, as if they matter. Because I don't give a fuck if you're 20, you have a mental issue or you don't. You're all here on this earth for a reason. And I feel like if we sit here and pour into each other, like they say, like the whole climate change and all this horrible shit that's going on, if we higher our vibrations, this is my theory. If we higher our vibrations, we can change climate change.
Facts. I said this in one of my songs. I said, what I said, this is not a game. Don't you ever say God in vain. And since I'm made in His image, you speak of my name the same. That's pretty much what you said.
Yes, exactly.
Another thing, that's crazy. We think way too much about it. This is how I think. Like, let me ask you this though. Like, this is my question. This is a rhetorical question, right?
Okay.
What is the similarities between our mind and the galaxy? What's the similarities? What do you think that there's no difference between our minds and the universe? What's the difference? The universe is everlasting. It has no restrictions, no limits.
The beginning or the end. Your mind just keeps on going. And if your mind's working, it's all connected, but it's all separate at the same time. Just like the planets, they're all connected. They're all on this thing, but they're all separate at the same time. There's darkness in your mind, like there's darkness in the universe. Yeah. And
to bring that to a modern sense, creativity, your creativity has no limits.
Yes. You
can create whatever you want. And another thing I see is when you think it, like when, let's say I'm visualizing.
Think it, believe it, achieve it.
Let's say I'm visualizing me and Shanice right now at the park looking over, like right now I'm visualizing it. Who's this? If we do that right now, we just created the reality.
Correct.
So
everything starts with everything. Literally everything around us is from a thought.
I said that also, bruh. I said that also, bruh.
Our shoes, our nails, everything is a thought. So really and truly, there is no end. It's just a matter of using your thoughts for good instead of bad, for what you need to be doing instead of what you don't need to be doing.
Fire.
My turn.
Fire.
Why do you make music?
I am a communicator, and
look at you more of a preacher. That's why I asked if you was in the church.
A lot of people think I'm a preacher because I preach.
A
lot of people think that I'm a motivational speaker because I motivational speak. See the air quotes? I'm just...
You're just being you.
I'm just, exactly.
You're sharing your purpose of the world.
And music, I didn't, you know how you, people see me, how do I say this? People look at other things, they be like, oh, I want to do this now. It just turned their interest into that. It was never like that. Music has always been there. I never did art and then I heard Eminem and like, oh, I want to do music now. It was never like that. And I tell you why, because we all have a story and we all communicate. We all communicators, whether you think it or not. You just have to find what you can communicate
and how you want to communicate.
Mine's just happen to be music, and then once you find how you communicate, that's where your purpose lies. That's where your identity lies. That's where you lie. So we literally living out. If you are communicating through what you love to do, you are living out your purpose.
That part.
Yeah, you ain't in the spotlight. Like, don't let these celebrities fool y'all. These celebrities, they may be in the spotlight, but that does not mean that they living out their purpose. Come on, y'all. Think. So we living out our purpose right now. Crazy thing, like purpose, fulfillment, happiness. If you are fulfilling and happy in what you're doing, you living out your purpose right now. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Your turn.
Was that my question? That was your question?
That was my question. Yeah. Why do you do music? And you explained it very well.
Okay, so, it's dwindling, but I it's a good thing I studied the questions, but it's definitely dwindling. So, I got it now. You got dreads. You got dreads.
Locks. Yes.
Oh, my mistake. They're not dreads. They're locks. I did my research on those. Are you aware of the vibrance that your hair has?
Yes.
Are you fully aware that your hair itself,
it has its own frequency.
Okay. Do you know that?
Yes. So I made a conscious effort to lock my hair back after I had my son. I was going through depression. I was like, I need to change. I need to focus more on me. I had an afro.
I didn't see that. I need to see a photo of you with an afro. Because honestly, I didn't think she was black until I seen her dreads. I thought she was like.
He asked me if I was mixed.
I thought she was mixed too.
Yeah, that's the most annoying question I ever get, because a lot of people, growing up, I was called mulatto. It was some questions that I'm like, shit. So I had to be white in order for my shit to make sense. Like, no.
But then I seen her hair. I was like, nah, ain't no way. Those are locks. Like that's that Nigerian hair. Like she got some nappy hair. So I was like, Nah, she definitely black, but I'm like, what is she though?
Yeah, and I did get more so Dominican when I had my hair, because I had my hair straight. It was relaxed for a good amount of time. Then I chopped all that. As soon as I got married, like almost like a few months later, less than a year later, I chopped it all off because I wanted to go natural so bad, but I knew he didn't like short hair, so I was like, all right, well, once I get married, you can't do shit.
Why men don't like short hair? That's what I don't know. Like, what's
I guess there's nothing to pull on. Like, I get that aspect.
She got a big head.
That head itself. But yes, I cut it off, got an afro, and then after a while, I'm like, it was always in a ponytail or it was always just out. And I come from Caribbean, and we straight hair. Like our older generation has like the mindset of, if your hair is straight, you don't have like your edges have to be done, like you have to be like laid. So going to work every day with the afro, my mother was like, couldn't do your hair this morning? And I'm like, fuck, I actually picked it out this morning. So it was a lot of that that's just annoying. And then after having my son and going through a hard, like mentally, I was just like exhausted. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me lock up to a little change, because if it wasn't locked, I'm gonna cut my hair off again. So I locked up. Best decision I ever made. Sometimes I miss my curls because like I love my curls, but
you should look good with dress.
So much easier. Thank you. So much easier. I can't say it gets longer. This shit was actually pretty long compared to what it used to be like this.
They braided?
They're twisted together right now because I have an event tomorrow night. It's called Raw Mondays or Mondays Raw, some shit like that. I'm a partner in the event, and tomorrow's one of the events. So erotic sip and paint. I'll be tying somebody up with my shibari rope. There'll be artists there performing.
The one she oh wait, that was the one.
Oh, Sin City. No, that's a different. So we put on 2 events out of the month. The first and third Wednesday is Sin City. The second and fourth Monday is Raw Mondays. You get pretty much a similar vibe with both of them. It's lingerie. I'm trying to bring more of a sensual side of things to the nightlife. I do want to get more so into like having more verbiage, because I feel like people are not having the right conversations around sex. They're just either having sex or they're just not speaking about it at all.
You know why?
Because it's so taboo.
No, because they didn't purchase your cards.
That part. I do got my card right here.
They didn't purchase your card. That's why.
But the cards are lit. Have those conversations.
So, well, I guess I'll save that for the next question.
Oh, okay.
Save that for the next question.
Oh, I already asked why 18. Do you know your sun, moon, and rising sign?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
Oh, like, I don't know. You have to know your birthday. Like your birthday,
your
time you were born.
Numerology?
No, that's something different as well. Like like your life path number is something.
Mine is number 5.
Cool, number 2.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Human design is also another thing that you can tap into. Like I have a whole. Before I got into beauty, I was a teacher. I ran a childcare facility.
Okay.
So I'm very big on children and curriculum and like getting the best knowledge they can, because I feel like right now they have the only reason why their schools even allowed is because they're trying to keep control. Like, you get to have all the documents. You get to have the birth certificate, the physical, all of that. You get control over the minds of these young children. So for me, my biggest goal is a childcare facility. My mom had one. I ran it for her. We closed it down right before COVID started. And if I have a childcare facility, I'm not only touching the minds of the young, I could sit here and cultivate a curriculum that they can actually implement as they're going through things, as opposed to just learning things they're not going to use. Like, bitch, it's so stupid. And on top of that, I now have parents and grandparents that I can also speak to and have after school classes that talks about financial literacy, that talks about emotional intelligence. So
the
it's
stuff
like,
that we was not taught.
Exactly. So now I'm over here touching 2 to 3 generations through a childcare facility and making the community a better place. So
that's pretty neat. And it started with kids. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a fire way to start that. Start with kids.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's fire. It's fire.
But yeah, so your sun, moon, and rising, you need your birth time. So if you know what time you were born, ask your mama. Look on your birth certificate.
I'll definitely hit her up after
this. Then you can. It's like a site you can plug it into. Like my sun is Cancer, but then my moon is Gemini and my rising is Virgo. And basically, each of their different signs it's different parts of you. And that's all things that, like, but you could have learned that. Like, they don't teach you in school about yourself because they don't want you to be an individual. They want you to be part of the community, which is go to work, get a job, do work their system. Whereas if they taught us about us, we would be creatives. Everybody inside, truly inside, we're all creatives. We're all artists. It's just about what form of art you want to do. And that's why for my birthday next year. And that goes back
to the question she asked, like, how as far as the question regarding music, like,
yes,
find what
you're perfect. Like, you already been doing, like, music is your thing.
Yep.
And I've always been into art. I danced most of my life. I was in the choir in church.
I knew you danced. I just didn't know what, like,
ballet and hip hop.
Okay.
I would have been a stripper if I didn't get locked down early, but yeah, dancing. But if I'm ever, like, going through something, the first thing I do is put on music and dance because I get to release the emotions, and that's a whole other thing. But yes.
And that's venting through creation. That's what.
Oh, the purest form of beauty is love. It's gonna be a whole art show come for my birthday next year, and it's gonna be different. Me performing different forms of art.
Wait, you a Cancer too? What? When was it? Wait, you never told me your birthday.
No, probably not. No, I'm the June Cancer. 629. You can think about it like that.
629. July 2nd.
June 29th.
Oh, June 29th. I was like, wait. Oh, I thought she was, like, right up there. Well, I guess she was somewhere up there by me. Like, I'm July 8th.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know you was okay.
And I honestly will say that the water sign men have been, like, their creativity has been amazing. Like, I will, like, across the board, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, I've meshed well with all of y'all. Cancer men, though, I would never date a Cancer man. I feel like y'all make Cancer women look bad.
Okay, so just to rebuttal that, right? I definitely got to rebuttal that. So I'm not really big on
signs and astrology.
Signs, like, well, I mess with astrology to an extent, but what I don't like about the people confusing astrology with
the personality, like what their upbringing,
the trend of zodiac signs. It's two different things.
So it depends. Okay, that's why you have to know your sun, moon,
so
rising.
Right. So
because there's more aspects to you than one.
Right. And I definitely, because people be getting on me because I had some interviews that got taken down because I addressed it, but it is what it is.
What did you address?
I addressed. Okay, so one of the interviewers, I ain't gonna say his name, but he asked me, like, he asked me about, like, zodiac signs and do I believe it and stuff like that. I said I don't believe in the trend of zodiac signs, like, but I do. Astrology is alive and well, and I definitely, like, come on, this astrology is been here before the nick of time.
It's the stars.
Exactly. But what I don't like or agree with is when you base your entire or not base, when you structure your life
around it
to live up to your sign. Like, let's say a Taurus is stubborn. You're not stubborn, but since you figured out you're a Taurus, you're gonna be stubborn now. That's what I don't like. Or when you blame your terrible existence.
Like, oh, well, I'm a Cancer, so I'm emotional.
Right.
No, bitch, you're emotional because you're not sitting here and actually getting the root cause.
Yeah, you're a butthole because you're a butthole. Not because you're a Taurus. You're a butthole because you're a butthole.
A Taurus obviously hurt his heart.
Okay, so
it's the air signs for me, so I get it.
So, like, they say another thing. They say what was this? Something about Taurus. They said maybe I read this wrong, but it was like Taurus are hard-headed. But I said anybody is hard-headed.
Yeah, I'm hard-headed as well.
I'm hard-headed and we Cancer. They say Cancer's not hard-headed. They say we are what? Loving,
caring, and nurturing.
I will beat the brakes off you.
But don't try me. Exactly, because and that's a lot of the times when people see my nice side, because I live in my nice, my calm side, because that's one of the questions too. I'll get to that. But, like, because I feel like that's how you should be.
Right.
However, don't take that nice side for granted, because then you're gonna see a side of me that's like, damn, and I'm like, well. What else did you expect? You want to poke the bear and not get bitten? Okay. All right, your question or my question?
That's your question.
Do you work on your chakras?
In what way?
In what way? Like, each chakra has an exercise that you can do, whether it be writing, journaling, meditating, things like that.
So that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now as far as I know, I think we have 7.
We have 7 main chakras. We have actually 114 in our body and 108 inside, but that is not outside of us. And 108 is a big number in the universe because that's how far away the sun is from the moon. The sun is from the earth.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, that's how we are closely related to the universe, and that's what they try to bring us away from, because when you realize that you create everything, bitch, just gotta do it. Just gotta put in the work.
Facts.
Just do the work.
Facts.
That's how I'm running from, though. I'm like, I don't want to do the work.
I think
but I'm getting out of that. And I found my third chakra more now. I had a hard time with just speaking up for myself. And now that I don't have that, I'm prepared for the world to see.
I thought she was going to say you did. I'm like, girl, you don't start lying on this camera.
No. It was bad. Like, the last 2.5 years, that's why I moved the way I did, because it was like, I don't have to talk as much. I already know what the fuck you want, bitch. I already know what I want. I don't have to sit here and say anything. Like, if you asked me about my feelings, I'd be like, yeah, you're cool. Bitch. That I have over here. And then when you deal with certain people, it's like, bitch, you don't have no emotions. Like, I do. It's just I was not able to articulate them. Now that I'm able to articulate them, I can be more creative. Like, my poetry stopped a lot in that time. Like, I wrote like a few, but like not to the point where I was writing.
I gotta see some.
You will.
Yeah, I gotta see some. I gotta see some poetry.
You will. Come to Sultry. September, I don't know what that is because we moved it a little bit, but Sultry is a lit vibe. And
it's not like an open mic.
It is an open mic night. You could definitely
like
come
a lounge type thing.
Yes. You don't have to be in lingerie like you do for mine, but it's a dope vibe. Sultry actually this month makes 8 years.
When she told me about Sin City, she said the attire. I was like, I mean, you know, I could definitely get some lingerie and show them how to do it for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a problem with that.
I mean, I understand that men have it a little bit harder because they're like, what am I supposed to wear? But put on some silk boxers. Like, Savage Fenty has a great line for men, but also this a little pricey. So like, I understand. Go to Burlington, go to Ross, go to TJ Maxx. Like, you have other places out there for you to find it. But I feel like it is easier for women to find lingerie than it is for guys to find the bedroom attire.
So it's my
next question. Yes.
My go? Mm-hmm. Do you consider yourself a sex symbol? And if,
as much as I would love to be one, I'm not opposed to it. I think that some people do look at me as that. I don't feel like I'm fairly tapped into that, and that also came with like my third chakra, not being as open with myself and like not really tapping into that side of me as much as I could. But also because I feel like once I tap into that side, it's more so like, bitch, you don't have anything else to offer. I'm gonna look at you like that, and I don't want to be in that realm.
Why would you say it that way?
Why? Because okay, for women right now, their sexuality, their essence of who they are, and I do feel as though your femininity comes from that. It does help you, like all of the great artists, like if you're a woman, you are more so exposed, things like that. But I think that that's a pushed agenda. And I feel like with me being a sex symbol, that is more so pouring into their agenda. And I feel like we have to be going against the agenda right now, not pushing towards the agenda. Even though I do feel like if I tapped into that realm, there'd be no end. I'd be able to get whatever the fuck I want. However, I think there's more to it than that. Like,
if you, let's say if you were to tap into that, because that's a whole different arena right there.
And I got kids. I got a daughter.
Right. So let's say if you did, like hypothetically speaking, let's say if you did tap into that sex symbol industry, 'cause that's the industry. Let's say if you tap into that and you, like you said, you actually delve into it and there's no limit to it. Do you feel that you will feel completed?
Ooh, I thought I could feel completed right now.
Okay.
With like how I'm moving, how I'm doing everything. But will I be even more fulfilled? Honestly, I probably would be.
Like you tap into a whole other part of Shaniive.
Yeah, because I like that part of me. I like the sexual part of me. I like the part that like gets to be free. I don't have to think. I'm not like I'm someone who has not put out half of what I want to put out out of not fear of judgment. I really don't give a fuck what people think, but
Yeah,
still at the same time, like, I'm a little. And then also, it does come with, okay, well, some people might not fuck with you, and I am okay with that because, bitch, I'm not gonna be for everybody.
Right.
But at the same time, am I truly okay with that? So I'm still.
So it's more of a self thing. Like, I could care less what you think, but it's more so like, if my body telling me, I don't know if I.
Yeah, and also like, I'm coming from a Caribbean background. My mom's all for like me doing.
That was one of my questions. I'm gonna get to that.
Like all my grandparents still alive. I don't want me to be coming out there be the reason why they're like, I can't have a heart attack. Like, no.
that's actually one of my questions, because I'm like, with you being Caribbean and your line of work.
But I will say, Jamaican women, we are naked going out to parties till we're in our grave. Like, we sit here and like, we are very sexual. All of our music, like every single Jamaican song is about fucking.
That's right.
So it's like,
I went to 2 Jamaican clubs.
I'm only tapping into a part of me that I feel like is inside of me. And if it's inside of me, why not bring that out? And being Jamaican, I get to, like, if I put on Jamaican music all day, I'm gonna be horny. That's just it. That's literally just it. And then like, why am I able to sit here and listen to the music, sit here and use their sex symbol aspect of them, but I can't tap into it for myself because out of fear? Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm working on all that aspect. This year has been a very pivotal year in my life.
Like a changing year.
Oh, like, yes, definitely. So for my 32nd, that's why I'm coming out. I'm having a big dinner with all people who I know, and I want it to be every single person. Oh, yes, I did. I am about to be 32. Well, I have a few months. I have a good amount of months. I just turned 31. We'll say that. But, yeah, for that birthday, I want to do it I've had this in mind for a while, the Pierce from Beauty Love art show. I've had a whole, like, gala dinner in my mind because I feel like I want to bring people together. I feel like that's what I'm here for. Like, people from all walks of earth I fuck with. So it might be a very weird mesh. I have to really sit here and think, like, okay, this is a table of 8. Which 8 people are most alike so I can put them at that table and continue to move like that? It's going to be hard. It's gonna be hard. However,
whole bunch of like pretty much the picture, like
different universes all over, and but like for me to get that vision to a reality, I feel like that event is gonna just be mind blowing for the individuals that are there, for myself. I went to a sacral chakra event.
Down here?
Yes, the shit was wild. It was all women. There was like 3 men there. One was the photographer and 2 were like the bouncers. And it was a studio space. Yes. So I'll get to that. So it was a studio space. I walked in there like, how the fuck? Like, this is what we're going to be doing. This is where we're at. By the time they brought all the pieces in, they had a swing. There was flowers everywhere on the ground. They had a yoni steam section. They had a stage section. They had a section where you can sit and take pictures. They had vendors. It was a beautiful, like, inspiring. It helped me with like myself. Just an amazing event. And I went home. I tweeted and I'm like, oh, I see all these women healing, but where are the spaces for men to heal? And one man was like, the bathroom. And I'm like, that's sad because there should be spaces for you guys like that. I feel like there's not enough. So one of my things will be to create that space. But because I do have a lot of men in my life that are very thought-provoking, like individuals that know themselves, that are trying to get to the next level. And I started off with the thought of having a group, not a group. Yeah, like, have you watched Clean Sugar?
No.
Okay, so this man created like this space where men can come and drink, but they have open-ended conversations. And they get to talk to each other. Like group therapy basically for men.
For the record, that is very needed because I attend like men's sessions where we all sit down and talk about stuff that only men go through. Like there's no women in there.
Yeah, no, I won't be in there. I'll literally just have like the men that I know run each session, but I won't be there. Or I was also thinking of having.
So you're just gonna set it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up.
Fire.
Yeah, if the only way women would be in there is if like they wanted like a cocktail night and I have like a few ladies like walk through just giving drinks, but they can't say shit. they can't even say you're welcome. Like, you don't have no space to speak, women. Like, this is your time just to be a servant to the men in this room.
That is very important. I guarantee you, so many young boys out here will not be
as lost
if they
like
sit down, feel like them by themselves, or happen to do these like crime things. If they just sit down with a bunch of men and discuss, because these youngins, most likely older individual men, have gone through that and they can help them. So
correct.
That's why I will call myself sane in the head, because I'm surrounded. I do it all the time.
You're intentional about where your spaces are.
Right. And being surrounded by a whole bunch of young and older men, when we all get together and talk about stuff that men don't speak about, especially in front of women, it's like, it's
pivotal.
It's very vital. So
so that's
so that's if she does that, you know, I gotta attend.
Oh, I am. I have the space. After we finish this, I'm gonna show you the space that I want to do it at. It's actually on this floor. Start out there, but I do that's different from like the actual shopper events, because that's a whole nother like, okay, you're actually attending these meetings, now you're ready to go to another level of actually working on it.
So it's like, what is like a step? Like
I want a step process. I want to be able to be like, okay, well here are all the candidates for the women who have been heels and are working on themselves. This is the dating profile that is available for you. But yeah, my question, your question.
Your question.
My question.
I asked you 3 questions, yo, within one
question. What is the one thing you tell yourself to keep moving forward?
One thing I tell myself all the time?
All the time. Like, what's that one thing?
Do it for you.
Do it for you.
You only the one you got to prove. Like, forget everybody else, because everybody else ain't there when you down and out, really.
No, that's true. That's very true.
Like, yeah, you surrounded by a whole bunch of people in the room with you, but
they usually don't know everything.
They don't know, like, your family only feels what they know about you because they've been around you, but they don't know you, like,
because they know that everything is from their perspective. Everybody has their own perspective of what they've lived and how they see you. So, yeah.
And humans, we lie. So this whole time, I could have been lying. I could have been like giving you a whole different personality.
No, for real. But
I could be giving you a whole.
It's so sad that is really what people feel like. I remember this girl the other day. And she was like, yeah, well, it could all be fake. And I'm just like, wow. People, like, we really have to go around thinking that somebody could just be faking your face. And that's horrible, because then you're not, you can't really move genuinely. Like, I move genuinely because, like, if you're faking my face, you have to go home and live with that at the end of the night. I don't have to see you again.
Right. Right. That's facts. That is facts. Like, don't even try to build that energy to be fake. Like, I'm not going to see you after this anyway. So it's like, why? But and
if I do, the next conversation will be so much better if we're actually truthful, as opposed to someone who's being fake. And if I see you again, I'm gonna be able to tell that the first time was fake, because you can't keep that energy up. And that's what I don't like, is that when you sit here and you're being true to yourself and you're around certain people, and they feel like, okay, yeah, this is the energy, I love it. Oh, I love the vibe. But then when you the same vibe again, like, you happy all the time? Yes, bitch. There's nothing to be sad about.
That's when you figure out, like, when you know who you is, like, in a sense. Like, I have no shame.
Yeah.
Some people think I'm weird for it, some people think I'm nasty for it.
Oh, listen, at the end of the day, I get both of those.
You know what I'm saying? Some person, like, it was this girl I was talking to in the past, and she said, this might be weird. I do this, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't got no shame. She had to go to the bathroom, and she put the phone down. I was like, what you about to go? And I said, look, everybody does that. Everybody uses the bathroom. Everybody farts. And she, ew. I'm like, what you saying ill for? I was like, I ain't got no shame. Everybody does it. So I'm like, be comfortable. I was like, I ain't got no shame. And like, we talking right now. Me and Shanii's talking right now, bro. I feel comfortable because I'm like, we both human. So we both done made mistakes.
We both done fucked up at one point in time. We both done sit here and thought of things.
So there's no image to uphold for Shanice, because I'm human also. So I'm not finna put on this persona as this perfect persona. Like, nothing goes on in my life, or I'm not struggling now. No, like, That's too much energy.
It's too much work. And
That's too much work.
And then honestly, you end up being silent. Because when you're sitting here and you're trying to be fake, you're thinking too much. It's just like, no. And don't get me wrong. I've been in situations where I've been silent, but it's because it's like, I don't really know. I don't want to sit in here trying to get in an argument. I'm sitting here trying to like even act like I'm trying to rebuttal you, because if I'm trying to understand you, I'm going to ask questions.
Yeah.
But some people don't even like to be asked questions. They say that because they can't uphold their lie half the time when they're sitting here being asked questions. When it's like, then don't lie. Just be you. Your turn.
It's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going back to about you being a sex symbol,
mm-hmm.
right? What do your, like, let's say if you, no, not if, I don't like the word if.
Okay.
When you exceed in your business,
mm-hmm.
What will, like, what you coming from a very strict back, come on now, like this is, I know Caribbean families are strict, but dang, you catching up on the culture. That's how strict your people's were.
Yes.
So how does, like, what would your, not saying that you would care,
mm-hmm.
but what would your parents say?
Oh, my mom will be all for it. My mom will be like, go Shanice, like, you got this, great. My dad will be like, really? This what you want to do?
I think that's the
But for
natural.
me, my dad, like, he's been the one that has been more open. Like, I'll never forget, like, I had this guy in high school, I call him Chickenhead. And my dad's like, why do you call him Chickenhead? And I'm like, because. And he's like, you know what Chickenhead is? And I'm like, no. He's like, I was like, he's like, that's for a woman, not a man. And I'm like, okay, Dad, no problem. So we've always been able to have like those open conversations, but I just feel like because he's my dad, he's gonna like.
Of course, this is my baby girl.
But
she doing out. He
don't really say too much. He's more so like from afar. He'll tell everybody else but me. And
so does he speak with his eyes?
Yeah, he does, and he more so will speak in tongues. Like he'll say something that like. Growing up, before beating, he was like, I laugh a lot. Like when I'm in a situation like I don't want to be in, I might laugh. And he'll be like, who laugh last, laugh best. Like he always had these riddles, and I'm just like, nigga, so you gonna laugh after you beat me? Like that's what you talking about right now? I'm so confused. Like why are you telling me before a beating? Like no, I'm laughing because I'm nervous. Like you fucking up right now. So yeah, I mean, my dad has always had like very open, but like yeah.
So when you laugh, what are some times that you had to laugh your way out of a situation?
Oh.
Because you was nervous. Like you was in a tight spot and you laughed your way out. Or do you like, yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, no, it is a question. A bunch of times. I find that laughter helps like bridge the gap of like, ha ha ha. Like, okay, today, I was leaving the beauty supply store. I wanted to get my lashes from there, but I couldn't. And this guy like pulled next to me. He was like, you should follow me to the gym. And I'm like, damn, I need to go to the gym. Like what? And then I thought when I turned, he was gonna be going straight or going the other way, but no, he turned too. So he continued speaking to me, and then I don't know what the fuck he said. I just laughed and then just kept on moving because I said no. I said he laughed and said no, and that was it.
Oh, okay, so like, that's how you do it then.
I'm just. No,
but don't that give them a sign like, oh, she enjoying it, like she think I'm funny type thing?
Yeah, I think like laughing at somebody and laughing with somebody are two different things.
Oh, so at that point, so what was you doing at that point?
At that point, I was laughing at the whole situation. Like, first of all, you don't know me. Like, why do men think that like, oh, you have a pretty face? Let me sit. I could be a horrible ass person.
That comes like we figure that out later on.
I don't know. Well, I just feel like I've been in a lot of situations where I'm just like, you really trust me right now? That's not a good thing. Like you.
It's not a good thing. Mm-mm. It's definitely not a good thing.
But I mean, it is at the same time because you should be able to.
What's life without risk?
Ain't shit. You ain't no reward with that no risk, baby.
No, but that's actually how we think. Like we think about her killing us later. Like she beautiful right now. Like women,
all matters.
Yeah, exactly. I think y'all think about
getting hurt
later
first.
On. Oh, okay.
No, because at the end of the day, if we look at statistics, women have and fucked up just by saying no.
Mm.
So it's
Facts.
if I sit here and laugh it off, I'm still like giving you like key. You still feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm also like no. So that way it's a clear sign. No is no, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes no doesn't work. No, and I'm just like.
That's the scary part.
It is. A lot of women have been in situations where they thought that okay, it could go this way, like it can be cool, cordial, ain't nothing gonna happen, and the man says like, oh yeah, I have sisters, or oh yeah, this is cool, or like it's not even in that realm. And you sit here and believe them, and you have to remember every time that I put myself in a situation that. And then the woman feels bad about themselves, like, damn, was my judgment off? Was I doing it? And it's just like, fuck. And now, that's why now it's, okay, you want to see me? Take me on a date. I'm not coming to your house at all. There's no reason to come to your house. I'm not fucking. So
on the first, what you mean, like on the first? Like
anything. I don't
in general? Fuck.
In general, I'm not meeting you nowhere other than a public setting. I don't give not in your car, nothing. Like, I've been there, done that for so many situations, and I've learned my lesson. I learned lessons like 25 times, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, now I get it.
Hey,
so
I'm hard-headed. I'm one of those hard-headed kids too. Like it'll probably take me 25 times to be like, prefer on the stove hot.
Yes.
25 times. I feel you on that.
So now I've learned my lesson, and that's why like I'm moving differently now, and I love the space that I'm in. I love the fact that like I have those lessons to have because then now I can't. I have more substance to me to be able to even speak about because I've been through those experiences. So I don't regret anything in my life ever, but I've been through some shit where I could have just used my first boundary, my first instinct, and said no and not have been in that situation.
That's how I feel. Like I don't regret nothing, but I definitely be like, damn, I could have went another way.
I could have saved myself a heartache. I could have saved myself some time. Yeah.
That's why.
You or me next. I think I'm gonna ask you. Okay.
You next.
Do you feel you get the help you give?
Ooh,
it's
general?
In general, in relationships, with your family, with friendships, do you feel as though you receive the help that you give?
Hey,
you had said something basically on the terms of like, I got it when I was looking at, I saw the 5 steps. It was basically where you were saying that don't wait for help. Ask for help, but don't wait for it.
Oh, so that's right. Okay.
Yes, that's how I was like, okay, so do you feel as though you get the help that you give since you're saying like not to wait for it? Or do you feel like it comes after like a long time about
Yeah, I think like the work I put in doesn't get a return until later type thing. Like it's compound
interest in this
compound interest. That's a good word for it. If I help somebody right now, I probably won't get that same help in a sense later until later type thing. So do I get the same help I give out? Yeah, but it won't benefit. Like if I help everybody right now for the stuff, because I helped it's so many music careers I started that I don't speak about at all. Like, but I guess the reward of that came later type thing.
And also just knowing yourself and knowing that bitch, I did that shit.
Right, like, I don't care what you tell nobody else. You know Jamil started that. So, yeah, it comes just later on in life. Probably the much help I give out now, it probably won't return
until later.
Probably won't return until like
I feel the same way. I feel the same exact way in my life, but I feel like what is the point of giving for a receival when like if I help
fire.
You might not be the one to be able to help me, but the person next to you might be able to help me. Yep. So why am I going to sit here and not help you? It's because I know I'm not going to get it back from you. Like, the person who you serve doesn't have to always serve you back.
And that is what I'm coming to terms with. Like, I used to think that, bro, like, I mean, I don't count the helps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, damn, I've been there for you, but it ain't been returned. But then it's like, okay, you know what?
But I come to terms, like, you're not going, like you pretty much just said, you're not going to get that same kind of help from that person. And that's what I was expecting. Like, it's so many people. I can't count how many people I helped that low key. Like, I just helped somebody when I was on my way here. Like, they was going through some kind of depression state, and they was thinking about suicide and stuff like that. And I was the first one they called. Or don't be calling me about.
You're like, wait a minute.
Just
I'm not a therapist.
I'm not a therapist.
No, don't call me. Call somebody else.
But it was a friendly thing, and you know.
It's good that you were there for them.
Yeah, and I helped this friend so many times, but have they really helped me out the same way? No.
I have a friend right now that like I know for a fact that she has not helped me as I've helped her. However, in times when like I need that uplifting thing or if I need something, if I call her, she's gonna be there. So it's like it's like I can't sit here and count how many times I've helped you, because at the end of the day, if I do need that, if it's something completely different, I can get that from you. So it's like I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth. Oh well, I did this and that. No, bitch.
I had a friend like that, and we end up stop being friends. Stop not being friends, because he counted. At that point, I was like, you know what, bro, I got it. Like, I'm not asking you for help because you gonna bring it back to my mind. Or you gonna hit me up about it. Yo, I helped you. So, you know, when am I gonna get it? I was like, okay, it's cool. Like, I'm not that type of person. If I help somebody out, I'm not gonna hold you to that. No, I helped you out type thing. But you know, it comes later.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay, so what child do you think is more like you? Because first of all, your kids look just like you.
Yes, my son is a splitting image of me, and my daughter actually looks like her dad. But when
y'all got the same smile, all y'all smile like
she
y'all had a filter on. Like, your filter is like
my genes are very strong, and I love it. But yeah, when my daughter came out, she looks like her dad, and so she reminds me of him. My son, though, he is my copy and paste. Personality wise, my son is definitely me. 100%. My daughter. More so when she was a little bit younger, she has been a little more reserved now, and I feel I'm trying to get that more so out of her, because I think that
shyness.
Shyness. Yeah, like the other day we were at the library, and she wanted to know where the comic books were, and I'm like, okay, go ask the librarian. She's like, can you do it? And I'm like, you can't speak to an adult? Like, no, baby, you can't be. You're not supposed to be afraid of anybody. If you need help, if you need something, you speak with an adult. So she was like, okay, never mind. And I'm like, we're not leaving this library until you go. That's just it. So you want to sit here and put it off? But we're gonna be here for a while. Finally, she went.
That's a good training thing.
Thank you. I'm trying. Listen, this parenting with like trying to break generational curses, it's not easy, but it's needed, because my children can speak with me about anything and everything. And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, because you're young, you don't know what you're talking about. Or because you're young, you can't speak like that. Don't get me wrong, you have to have respect. So we're still, like with my son, we're still working on like, bitch, you cannot say certain things to me like that. However, you can say it, because I want you to know that you're your own human, and you have your own thoughts, and I want to validate them. Like my niece, I said to my sister, my sister said, worry about yourself. And she was like, but it's hard to worry about myself, mommy. It's easier to worry about you. She's 3 years old. My sister said, but why is that? She's like, when I worry about myself, I have to talk to myself, I have to play with myself, I have to think about everything. When I help you, it's just easier to help you. And I'm like, if a 3-year-old can think like that, imagine that all of us as grown-ass adults, we're really here to help people. We're here to serve. And due to like people taking advantage of it, like I was a server for my mother. I gave whatever she needed, I was there, whether it be emotionally, not financially because I was a kid, emotionally, spiritually, actually putting in the work in her childcare facility. And I find that now that I'm an adult, that's all I do. I help people, I do this, but now I'm like, when it comes to my own shit, I'm not getting it done like I need to, because I've never been programmed. Like selfishness is a bad thing, but if we teach selfishness on a better term, it can help. Because if you're not selfish, you can't get your shit done.
Yeah. So
you have to be selfish. You have to care about you first. Oh my God, all the time. If I ask you to do something and you're doing your homework, you literally say, "Mommy, I'm doing my homework." Don't sit here and just do what I ask you to do.
So you into prioritizing yourself first.
Yes. Because if you don't, how you gonna pour from an empty cup? I've been doing that. I don't know how the fuck I poured as much as I did, But now I'm
It's
pouring
called
into
running
me, so
over.
I can only imagine what I can do.
I was at that point though. I was definitely like the person to give to everybody, and it's like an empty cup. I'm still worrying about my issues, but I'm over here giving great advice to other folk. I just stopped doing that, and now I'm getting all kinds of phone calls and and you just want to be. I'm like, nah.
No, I was trying to work on me.
Yeah,
it's time for me.
And you get a lot done.
Yes.
You get a lot done.
Yes, when I'm sitting on the phone call and the gossiping. Like, I feel like there's so much people who just sit on the phone and talk about what the fuck happened. And I told my sister that, like, once I speak with you, I don't have to speak to nobody else. And like, I get that, like, when you're dealing with somebody on a more like a partner thing, like, you should be able to have those conversations with them, because if you're not vulnerable with them, like, they can't really get to know you. So like, I'm working on that aspect. However, once I have the conversation once, bitch, I'm not gonna sit here and call the second person or the third person, because then I'm wasting time. I'm not able to get to the solution. I'm a very solution oriented person.
Solutionist.
Yes.
Solutionist.
Like, what?
Right.
Let's figure out how to get this shit solved.
Yes, bro. That is. And then when they continue to talk about it, you get irritated. Like, bro.
Oh, I don't like that. I already told you, people know from me, from the back. Don't repeat yourself. I heard you the first time, because I'm very. I'm here. I'm not on my phone. I'm not doing. I'm not somebody who's in a room with someone. Even if we were on a podcast, I would still not be here on my phone, because whatever is on social media is still gonna be there after.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. That's all me right there. That's what you call it. That's what they call us, a solutionist. But they call us buttholes for it, because we don't linger around.
But like, what are you gonna like? What's the point? Don't get me wrong. I'll speak to somebody about it, but then I even feel bad. I even feel bad sometimes, even sharing my own shit, because it's like, bitch, you could have had a horrible ass day. Now here I am coming with my problem. When it's like, my nigga, what the fuck? Your problem is minuscule to what the fuck that person had that day, but you're sitting here thinking that what you're telling them is the biggest thing ever. Yep. So yeah.
that's me all the way. I get called heartless, because when they call me and they still talking about what we already found a solution for, and I'll be like, anyways, and they be like, that's how you feel? I'm like, that's how I feel.
Like, there's so much more going on in this world that we have to sit here and fix and get together. Like, where is the mind of the collective of actually trying to make a difference? Yes, if we think back to all the people who are the greats, they weren't that fucking old.
No, they wasn't.
Like,
they was not.
But because they didn't have cell phones to sit here and take their mind for something else, they didn't have a whole bunch of other things, TV, all that influencing them. They were able to have a mind of their own. I saw something the other day that said the Bible was written from their own mind. So why are we not using our own mind to do what we have to do? Why are we sitting here looking for answers somewhere else other than within ourselves? Because if you can write the Bible for what's within you, you can sit here and do that now.
And that goes back to what we said. We create our reality.
Yes.
Basically, it's like it sounds so cliche, but it's facts. Like this.
Put in the work. I'm still working on it.
No, like, but think about it though. Like, you already put it in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just more so about like releasing it now.
But you already. But look at like. There wouldn't be the 18 questions. We wouldn't even be here if it was not no shade. Yeah. I mean, no, ex Shanice,
ex by ShaniiV, baby.
So yeah.
Damn. So wasn't the ShaniiV's beauty that got you?
in a sense, definitely.
It wasn't, because he ain't gonna come get no facial or no wax. It was not that one. It was, you sell sex toys? Oh, you into that one?
No. It's like it was a mixture of all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a mixture of all of them. But I guess what caught my attention was the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I mess with other entrepreneurs because it's not easy. Because everybody want to be an entrepreneur now, right? Everybody want to be an entrepreneur now, but they never that's what
I've been doing this shit my whole life. It's not easy.
People sell that dream.
I be trying to like tell people, let's collab, let's come together.
Yes, bro.
I don't.
Perfect example.
There's no reason for me. Like, I have a homegirl that we do the parties together, and she has a spa. I have a spa. You know how long I'm like, you know what? I don't like. We can be in one location. Why are we paying overhead for more than one location. Like, there's no reason for that. We could be coming together and utilizing our gifts as a collective. We have all these Black-owned clubs and lounges right now that are overcharging out the ass, and it's like, yeah, I'm helping my community. I'm a Black-owned business. Are you? Are you really helping your community if we're only just still going in debt? I have one thought. I'm not gonna share here, but like,
no, share. I
okay, we'll clip it out of the thing then. I want nightlife to be an investment, because if we're already sitting here pouring all that money into it, but I haven't figured out exactly how, but once I get to that how, it's gonna be over. Because why am I spending $150 in a club on a fucking bottle where I don't receive any of that back? That's fucking crazy. The bottle only costs like $20 if you're getting it wholesale. So it's like, there has to be a way to, but I'm working on that part, because I love nightlife, but I don't want people to go, like my parties, I don't want you to go broke coming to my events. Like, no, you have bills, you have your own shit to do, but I do want you to have the experience, because experiences is what life is about.
Fire.
Yes.
Fire.
Your question or my question?
I'm not cropping that out. Somebody might be like, hey, she got a point, but I'm gonna have to lower them prices.
I hope. Because no, it's the most expensive places. All right. So it's my question, right?
Yep.
5 steps to properly talk to a girl. That's his event that he has out.
Facts.
What are your 5 steps? Or can you like touch on at least 2 steps? Like what?
Okay, the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
She's human.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is look a little closer. Those are the 2 I'm gonna share with y'all. The first one is she's human. A lot of dudes do not approach a girl because they are wrapped in how beautiful she is.
Like they're out of the league anyway, so it makes no sense to even sit here and have a conversation because they're not talking to me.
And then on top of that, when you see how just beautiful she is, you tend to minimize yourself.
And there's no reason to.
Right, but you start to get nervous. You start to look down on yourself just based off her beauty alone. It's like, yeah, she's beautiful. But this is where chapter one comes in. She's human. Pretty much what we were saying earlier about how me and Shanice are both human. We may not, okay, let's say we got different backgrounds, right? But we human, so we share one thing in common. We both make mistakes. We both have embarrassing moments.
Bitch, I have too many to count for embarrassing moments.
We both got embarrassing moments. We both stumble. We both are making it through life. Once you understand that she's human, just like how you is, you look past how beautiful she is, and you focus. This is kind of a way to put it, but focus on her flaws. Focus on.
No, because then niggas doing that. No, and then we try to humble you, and then
so not that way.
Like that's how you really feel. All right.
No. So you don't. Okay, so you don't.
Don't point them out. Just understand them for yourself.
Right. I was gonna say that. You don't say. Don't do that. say it in your mind, like, bro, like she ain't no different from me.
She got bills too.
Right. She got bills too.
She's sitting here fucking niggas for no reason.
She's struggling too.
Right.
So keep that in your mind. That when you see a girl that you want to approach, like she's mad beautiful, I understand that, but
she's still working on herself. She can have attitude problems. She can have emotional intelligence.
So once you understand that makes you more comfortable, and that heightens up your comfortability, your confidence, and that makes you go to her with confidence. Like, she's human, just like me. Come on now, like if dudes understand that, they will not stress or not.
They wouldn't be falter. So when they're asking, like this one guy was like asking for a number, and he's like, "I wanted to ask you the first time I saw you," and I'm like, "No, why the fuck did it be the first time you saw? Like, you're over here wasting time. You could have died in between time,
bro." Exactly, and then you don't know where that could have took y'all. So that's one step. She's human.
Number 2,
and this is step 4 is look a little closer. All right, so
he skipped from 1 to 4. He said, "You guys gotta figure out."
Yeah.
Go read the book.
Go read the book. I did that on purpose. The 4th step is look a little closer, as in she already knows she fine. Especially if you're talking to somebody that already knows, like, she fine. So you telling her she fine. She heard that from a dozen other dudes.
Doesn't mean she don't want to hear it from you, too. Because all the other dozen dudes, their comments really don't matter until it's actually from the person that you actually like.
Right.
I will say that.
Right. But being as how that you going to her, she don't know you like her. Or she don't even know you exist. You know she exists, though. So she not going to be like, you know, I like him, in a sense. That's like, I don't know who she is. I don't know. She don't know who I am, but I seen her. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna compliment her on the obvious. Because if
like, I like your mind.
that in a sense, But if I can notice it, a lot of dudes notice it.
So look a little closer.
Look a little closer. Start looking at, you know, don't look at her hair because she got. Obviously, and
don't touch a girl's hair if you say that you like it. That's the oh my god, that happened to me last night. That happened to me last night at the club. And I was like, "Are you fucking?" I honestly, I think because I've been in LA so long, I'm just like kind of like tune it out. Because if I don't tune it out, it's gonna get to me. But it's just like, why would you think to touch somebody's hair?
I don't know.
But for now, I'm like just swatting people. Like no, like the fuck. This is still part of me. Like it's just because out of my head does not mean it's not part of me.
Oh, Shanice is a prime example. So I'm pretty sure you get complimented on your hair a lot.
I do.
Okay, so I'm not gonna compliment you on your hair because you get complimented on your hair all the time. And to separate yourself from all the other dudes, you compliment her on something extremely that she didn't even know was there. Like Shanice has on a, what is that?
A stone. It is a green Ceradix.
Okay, so inside the rings is different color greens. So I'm gonna look at that and build a conversation and compliments on that. I'm not gonna look at like you have a thigh tattoo. We all seen a thigh tattoo with the transformer leg. So I'm not gonna compliment her.
That's the first time I heard the transformer leg. Now I like it.
I'm not gonna compliment her on the tattoo on her leg because we can all see that. I'm pretty sure she got told about that too, right? So if the girl, if she has like a little small even a little small tattoo with maybe just a star on her, like a very small star on her ankle, notice that and compliment her on that. She'll look down and I do have that.
Yeah, because you be forgetting your tattoos sometimes. Like, I do have a sunset on my ankle.
Exactly. Like if I tell Shanice right now, you got a fire tattoo, you ain't gotta look down at your thigh and see you have a tattoo. Like she'll be like, duh, I know I got a transformer.
That's why I got the tattoo for it to be fire, bitch.
Right. Exactly. So look a little closer. Look to the very small things. Like don't look at the hoop earrings. Look at the diamonds or something that's in that's in the earrings. Or look at, you know, if she got a nose ring, don't look at the nose ring. Look at the color or the shape. Stuff like that. Look a little closer. Make her think like, and then I guarantee if you walk away, you're gonna stand out.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
He didn't compliment me on my hair. Like that was, he complimented me on a small tattoo I ain't know I had. That's different.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Look a little closer. Your turn.
Okay, so what is your what's your pet peeve? What's your pet peeve? Pet peeves. Like it be as small as somebody smacking, you know what I'm saying, while they chew. Or somebody coughing loud. Yeah.
Pet peeves.
Like something that just irritates, like your spirit cannot let you handle that lightly because it's just jumping up and down.
I've worked with kids my whole life. And
so you're used to it.
Yeah, like a lot of things don't really bother me. Like I can tune things out very easily. A pet peeve. Ooh, I mean, I will say more so like repeating themselves. That's a pet peeve of mine. Like, don't do that.
What you mean?
Like, why are you telling me it's for a second time when you already told me the first time? Did you think I wasn't listening? Like, is that okay for a pet peeve? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want to repeat myself either. So my mom growing up, she would always repeat herself. And I'd always be like, Mom, you already told me this. And it wasn't to be
okay.
rude.
Okay,
but it was
okay.
and then I went into a relationship with my ex, and his mother repeats herself a million times. And I'm just like, God is punishing me for all the times I told my mama I already heard this. But like that's a big pet peeve of mine. The like, it's a sound you can make with your mouth, but not a lot of people make it. But some people do, and I hate it.
What you mean?
I don't know. I can't even like. I don't care if you smack, but it's just more so like, I don't know. Oh, breathing. Like if I can hear you breathe, that's really weird. But because you have to be able to breathe. If I can hear you breathe, don't. That's a pet peeve.
Yeah, I hate that too. I don't like that. Especially when you snoring, what you woke.
You know, yeah, exactly. Yes. Like, I don't mind if you snoring in your sleep. Like we all snore in our sleep. Like that's perfectly fine. But when you're awake and I can hear you breathing, okay. I have the next question. I don't answer mine.
I'm with it.
Has somebody ever smelt your underarms?
Like family wise?
No, if they call your mom, but like like a partner in bed, like they're like, oh, I like your musk.
Nah. If somebody ever did that, I'm going across their jaw.
It's happened to me, and I saw a post. And it's crazy. This lady posted like she was like when being clingy is a little too much, and she went and sniffed her man's underarms. So I'm just like, people actually do this for real? I think it's very weird, but it's like I guess I don't. It's weird, but yeah.
Hey, you like sniffing armpits?
No, I do not like sniffing armpits. I thought it weird when somebody sniffed mine. I was like, well, what, nigga? Like, I'm glad I don't smell, but I love your body odor.
I don't know. Did you like it? He was like, what, nigga? Sniff the other one.
No, I definitely was not. Like, get the fuck off of me. What the fuck is you doing right now? Like, what? And then when I saw this, when I do it online, I'm like, people actually do this for real. Like, that's weird. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't yuck somebody's yum, which means like if somebody likes something cool, like that's for you. It's just that's not for me. And don't get me wrong, I might sniff someone's underarm one day. Like I might, because I'm very big on what I might look hypocritical because what I say today might not be true tomorrow. Because if I get new information or if I get more understanding on something and that changes my perspective, I might feel some different way. So people might look at me like, damn, well, she said she wasn't doing this, but now she's doing this. Yeah, perspective change, times change.
I'm a whole day older.
Exactly. It's 2 minutes past. I'm brand new.
I'm mature now. Like, okay.
Your turn.
That was your turn.
I asked you if you like your armpit being snipped.
Oh, that was a question?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my book, but it was just random as fuck.
Okay. So, what is your, I guess what's your go-to when you sad? Yeah, like, let's say, like, put all the kids to the side, put the family to the side, put the business to the side. It's just...
When I'm sad, I cry.
Okay.
I cry. I'm a big crier.
You emotional?
I'm very emotional. Like, I hate sometimes how emotional I am because I feel very deeply. Like, I have a whole poem on that too. And I think that crying helps you release certain emotions that are pent up, and it does help with balancing your chakras and things like that. And that's why when I'm sad, I cry and I dance. I always put some music on, and I'll be over there crying, dancing, moving around, and just
slipping on your tears.
Yeah, listen. I would be damned if that happens to me one day, but no, that's it. Or I have sex, but since I'm not having sex right now, well, I'm trying not to. That's the other one's my go-to.
You trying not to?
Yeah.
So what you fighting?
What do you mean?
What you fighting? You said you trying. What you trying?
Because like, even though I like to say I'm not having sex now, but like if one person calls, I probably would have sex right now. So that's why like I'm trying not to, and I should have better way of like, no, like this is what I'm doing right now. That's what it is. But then it's like, bitch, when I want to call somebody, I don't want to hear no. And I think that's also why like I say yes, because why are you telling me no? And why would I tell you no?
I got a question for that.
Oh gosh. Okay, I might gonna ask a question. What is the most interesting thing about you?
Wouldn't that be a
question?
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be like a perception for other people?
No,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you should know what like
I'm gonna say everything. in a
everything is
sense.
interesting.
Yeah, like
What is the most interesting? If somebody at the top of your list, what do you find most interesting about yourself? Like if you're studying yourself, what is most interesting about you? We should know ourselves before we know anybody else. That's why I like to know me. Like what do I like?
I try to answer that the best way because I think I'm like me in general is just interesting. Everything I do is interesting. Like,
and what do you do?
I am. Oh, I got one. I'm mysterious. Like I don't tell you everything. I kind of let you wonder what I'm doing or what I got going on because I like when people try to figure me out and they never.
I
will.
don't because I feel like y'all wrong. Don't do that. You're wrong. I'm an open book. Ask me if you ask a question, I'm gonna tell you, and that way you don't have to assume because then it makes an ass out of you, not me. I don't say and me because bitch, no.
Well, let's say if you ask me a question right about a specific thing, I'm gonna tell you just part of it. Like I don't like telling people everything in a sense.
And that's like playing chess. Like there are certain things like you don't want to give all the information.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But
And
it's
then
like, that's the reason why you've been through what you've been through. So you have the knowledge. So then you can share the knowledge. But then you want to share half the knowledge? How does that make sense?
That's okay. So that goes into if you serious or not. Like if let's say if I want okay, so I only tell you half the things because I want to see if you serious, if you want to.
I'm gonna sit here and ask a follow-up question to get the rest of it.
Nah, if you are serious in becoming part of my life, then I want to see like I'm gonna give you half of it, and if I'm gonna see if you are really interested in staying.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just put some out there to see where your head at. Is you just trying to know me, or are you just trying to get a scoop of something to use against me type thing? That's why I put a little out.
See, and that's the whole goes back to like people thinking everybody has a bad ulterior motive, or they're sitting here just like connecting to not be connected.
That's true.
Like, what's the fucking point of having conversations and connecting with someone? And don't get me wrong, everyone's not for a long time.
Well, no. Okay, so let's say like you on a date right now, you gonna tell them everything about
if
you?
he asks a question, I'm gonna answer the question truthfully.
Everything. Like
if he asks everything, what the fuck? What am I hiding?
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. It's not.
It's not hiding. I'm supposed to be mysterious.
Yeah, but that mysterious
is everything. I know. People say that.
It does.
As a Beyonce, like, ooh, she's mysterious. You don't know nothing about her, so we gotta go see her music.
Exactly. We gotta know more about this person because there's something else that they're not saying. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to learn more about that person. I'm gonna be around them more. I'm gonna stick around them more.
I feel like for me, if you try to stick around me more to try and know me, I'm gonna shut up.
Why?
Because then it's like, if you really want to know me, why don't you just ask questions? Like, sometimes if I'm walking down the street, okay, so if I'm walking down the street, you might think I don't have a car. But I'm just walking down the street. Like, you don't have, like, you're basing somebody off of their actions when you don't even know the full story. So now if you want to, instead of you asking questions, you're expecting me to sit here and just tell you or sit here and do it. But no, because now if you're really interested, you're gonna ask. But now you're saying more time. Like, questions matter, but me being mysterious is like,
it helps. It definitely helps.
That's why I don't got a man right now, because I'm not trying to be mysterious. I don't give a fuck. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? If you don't like, and that, for me, it's like, it gets to a point where. But it
also shows like where their head at. Like, dang, like she's somebody I can mess with. So, you know, she definitely got to have more than what she told me. So I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, take it serious. Because
I get it, and that's why I don't take it serious. Because I'm like, bitch, what do you want to know? I'm not open fucking book. I don't really give a fuck. Like, if what I tell you makes you not like me, then great.
You can be an open book. Just show them one chapter. You know what I'm saying? You can be an open book. Just don't show them. Pretty much what I'm saying is don't give the whole book to them that one time. Because if I know everything about you, Shanice, nothing gonna be spontaneous. Nothing.
I am 31 years old. You think that what I tell you on one date is gonna affect, like, is gonna be half of my life? No, that's my thing. Is that like, to me, there's always a way to go deeper. There's always a way to find out.
And you don't
more.
think that deeper can happen through being mysterious? Or
yes, it can. It can. But if I'm gonna learn in 30 days, but I could learn in the first day, that's gonna turn me off. Why am I wasting time? By being mysterious, you're wasting time with people. That's what people are doing now. Like, oh, I can't be vulnerable with this person. I don't know if they really like me, this and that. No, because if you're vulnerable and you open up and you share how you feel, if they don't like you, you can fucking move on and do what you want to do. Like, people are so, right now, situationships are such like a big thing. Like, that's why the mysterious is there. Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe they like me. You don't. Bitch, if they don't like, if they really were into you, then they would show it. That's it. And if they're not showing it, stop giving the limbo thing. Like, everybody wants to live in limbo because it's like, oh, well, I can have my foot here and my foot here, and oh, we can be. No, like, don't do that. I don't like it.
So as far as mysterious, I mean,
I feel like I'm a mysterious person even if you know everything, because you don't know everything. There's no way for you to know. If you would have went through 18 questions, you think that you know me?
you see what I'm saying? That's my point though. That's my point. Like, I'm not gonna know the entire Shanice from 18 questions, right? But based on the 18 questions,
you can know a lot.
I can know a lot, and that's gonna either provoke me to know more. So what am I gonna do? Be friends.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I mean by being mysterious. You 18 questions. That's we speaking a lot about each other right now, but I'm pretty sure I ain't even touched
half of
the
it.
surface.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Now, what you saying is that don't mean, or you ain't saying that don't mean anything, but you saying what's the point in that? Like,
like what's the point in?
What's the point of, like, why 18 questions if we could just have a whole dialogue over an entire life? But after that dialogue, ain't nothing.
No, because I don't. You can't have the whole dialogue of somebody's life in one setting. I'm never gonna give somebody my whole entire life in one setting. So I guess, yes, I am somewhat mysterious, and due to the fact that my throat chakra
subconsciously though, like, you don't try to be, you subconsciously.
Exactly. Like, I don't really try to hide anything, but because, especially like growing up, you have to like choose your words, things like that. I do that. So yes, I guess I am mysterious. People do want to know more and they don't really get to, or they see like what, like a little glimpse that I give them and like, ooh, well maybe, but I don't really try to be mysterious. I'm open book. If you want something, you know something. If you don't, you don't. And but I like your points, and I'm gonna definitely take that into consideration.
Gotta be mysterious.
How long was your longest relationship?
3 years, 4 years.
Okay.
I'm not really a relationship guy.
But you wrote a book on how 5 steps to probably talk to a girl. And why a girl? Why not a lady? Why not a woman? How old were you when you wrote this book?
Okay, so that's right there, like, okay, the book is how to approach a girl. So this leads into a relationship. You feel me? This leads into it. These are the proper steps to approach it correctly, do it perfectly. That potentially leads in a relationship, but it's not just a girl that you like. It could be a coworker. It could be, a best for you. She might be a best friend to you. So you use these steps. So that's nothing to do with relationships.
Got you. Okay.
It helps.
It helps get past that stage. Okay.
Yeah, but 3 years, 4 years, I ain't no relation. Like, I'm not at this point. I ain't really into relationships. Like, I don't even see myself being married type thing. I'm not really into marriage like that.
And that is why right now the society is the way it is. Nobody wants to be in a relationship because it's so much fun being single. It is. It's a great time. It's not, but at the same time, the way you transcend, the way you can sit here and become a better person, the way you can see yourself even more is through having a mirror with you all the time.
That's true.
And that's when you grow the most, when you're in a relationship. And don't get me wrong, I've grown a lot with being single, but only because I've sat here and put myself out there to also be in like situationship or just actually being involved with somebody. Like, because if I didn't actually meet this one person and have those hard conversations, even if it was like every now and then, I still wouldn't have even known that I still had trauma that I was working on, because I thought, I've been through it, been there, done that, I'm good. But through being, and relationships aren't easy, and I think that's why people are so afraid of them right now. But relationships don't have to be hard. If you're going into it with a mindset of, okay, I want to just be with this person for as long as possible, as long as it's healthy for both of us, then there's no reason for you to not at least try to be the best person for each other in that time that you're dealing with each other. And there's no ownership to it. I feel like people are so afraid of being owned. And don't get me wrong, men, we quit it, be like, oh, this bae, this girl, I just met you.
Yeah.
You don't own me. Like, no. That's the fastest way for me to be like, alright, let me block this person. And at the same time, it's like not fair because that's all people know.
So the question is, what is the difference between, in your perspective, what is the difference between controlling and submissive?
Ooh. There's a big difference.
Talk about it, because that's...
Okay, so I'm someone where if we're in a relationship, I'm not going to sit here and blow up your phone because when we're together, we have a certain vibe. When we're not together, you're handling your business.
Okay.
And if I want to sit here and control you, I would be calling you all the time, seeing what you're doing, checking in, because I'm trying to gauge how you feel when you feel it. But it's like if I'm trusting in the fact that when we're together, we're having these vibes, then that's it. And as a woman, once you are being led in the right direction where the person's actually sharing their feelings about you, they're actually sitting here and putting in effort, you're naturally going to submit. Like, that's just it. You're going to want to serve this person. If I naturally want to serve regular people who I'm not in a relationship with, I'm going to want to serve the person who I'm actually laying with. Controlling now is like, oh, you can't post this. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, I don't like how you move like this. When it's like, how you found me is how you found me. Now you want to sit here and change me when it's like, well, did you like what you found? Or now that you have what you found, you want to now have it only for yourself. And I find that that's when I get into a situation where I'm like, fuck, like I'm not trying to be control. I'm trying to be just as free as I was when you met me. However, just know that I'm going to be loyal to you because of the fact that that's what it is. And also I think that my mind was a lot controlled with like the whole poly thing because I am polyamorous and I can't love one person at one time. So for me it was like, okay, well if I'm talking to you, that has nothing to do with me talking to the next person. Like I can love you and love that person, and it just like that has no correlation. However, as time went on, I realized that if the other people are not poly or the other people are not as sure within themselves, they can look at it as, damn, you don't fuck with me. When it's like, no, I fuck with you. I just also fuck with this person. You bring out this in me. This person bring out this in me. Why am I not able to have both? Not the person who you're with is not going to bring out everything. And that's why I could never be with someone who's controlling, but I can submit very easily. Yeah.
That's a fine perspective, because that's like the talk of the.
Oh yeah, these conversations right now, it's all men against women.
Yeah,
women against men.
I can't stand those conversations. I don't like.
At the end of the day,
I don't like.
Yes, women hurt men. Yes, men hurt women. That is it. That is. But what is the solution? The solution is, okay, now that we understand that men hurt women, women hurt men. How can I help you heal? How can I help you get to like a space where you feel as though you can be all of you when you're with me? Yeah.
Fire response. Fire response.
Do you believe you practice what you preach?
Do I believe that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you speak it, the universe definitely gonna reroute your words and make you act out what you said.
Yes and no, because I feel like some people can talk a big game, but they can't live up to the words they speak. Like, I am a living example of that for a good amount of time. Like, I would say, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, this, and that, and sometimes I don't get it done. However, if I got it done, things would be better. So I have to practice what I preach. Like, I can't sit here and tell you to be loving when I'm hurtful ass bitch.
Okay, so that's what you mean. I thought you meant like creative wise or like small things. Okay.
Like all your words. Like, I love it. You have a lot of different IGs.
Yeah.
And like one of them is like your just the words alone from all your songs.
Lyrics, yeah.
The lyrics. That honestly, I feel like more. I would love to see your main page encompass everything. Even though I know that like everything is about niches, but I feel like that's all content that could be pushed for your brand. Like all those words that's you. So if you had that on your main page, that's just bringing people to your main page even more. Because why would they not want to hear your words? That's part of you. But yeah.
So the lyrics got my songs at the bottom. You feel me? So yeah, so they can click the song and it leads straight to, you know, the song itself. And oh, who is that? Oh, okay, so the reason of that, let me address that. The reason of the CTB lyrics page is to bring people to the music.
Gotcha. Like, and your main page is to bring people to
my page. The main page is to bring people to just to see like the artist. Like, okay, so you know he's an artist. He been on this podcast. It's to pretty much show people like I ain't new to this type thing. Like I've been on TV stations, all that. And then when you see the Courtesy Nation wear, he got his own separate clothing line. Yeah. Brands. Oh, then he got like reactions and stuff. I got more coming.
I love it. I love it. Honestly, that's a great why Courtesy Nation.
You do it too.
Thank you.
Like you see it on your bio. I see it on your bio. You do the same thing. So yeah, that was But do I believe in practicing what you preach? I personally, if I'm unsure about it, I don't think I'm gonna say it because at this point I be saying stuff and life comes right up around and show me if it's really not. But at the same
time, if people are really in your corner, they understand that life happens. They understand, and then you speaking it into existence, that's just the first step. Yeah. So it's like you have to make that first step before you can make a second step. So yes, you should be able to like preach and then practice what you preach, but sometimes there is a disconnect. And there, have you watched the Kanye documentary?
No, what's that? You gotta put me on games, a whole bunch of stuff. I know. On
Netflix, Kanye has a 3-part documentary.
Okay.
Fucking fire. And one of the things in there, Pharrell was like, "You're a genius as long as you keep that confident." I think I said that word right, but it's like a space in between your creativity and what you put out. You will always put out greatness. And I feel like that's what comes with practicing what you preach. If you are if you're preaching it, and then you go ahead and do that practice right after it, then you are having that confident energy, and you're always doing great things.
I think if you are already practicing it before you preach then it'll be easier.
It lines up even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
if you already have. Like if you already manifesting things, you can go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah,
because you're already doing it.
So, social media, it's like, all right, check out how I lost 30 pounds.
Highlight reels. Yeah.
But then, that whole time in between, you ain't share shit.
Oh, okay. So
I think that there's a big that's where I'm like, okay, well, I have this idea for a magazine called Inception, because I feel like people are only able to make it because they're inception stage, but we focus on the butterfly and we don't focus on the cocoon, where the butterfly wouldn't be as beautiful as it was if it didn't have an amazing inside in the cocoon. So what's happening while you're in that cocoon stage that helps you become that beautiful butterfly? And I feel like that's what needs to be shared more in the world.
So it's more so the story side.
Exactly. The story side. How it got there. That's why I love Kanye documentary, because this person was like his camera guy for years before he was even anything. And it's like, for you to have so much trust in the person that you're not getting shit from, but to just document their life, you gotta actually believe in that person. You gotta be a person that sits here and actually has, like, it pushes you even harder. Because if you have somebody recording you 24/7 on what the fuck you're doing to make a documentary out of it, you're gonna work. You're gonna do what you do, because then you want them to get their return too. They can't waste their life recording your ass. Yeah. So that's why I feel like that documentary was just so powerful. And yeah.
So last question. This will test. I asked a lot of people this question, but some people, you'll be amazed how some people answer this the wrong way. The question
I'm gonna
is.
answer the wrong way. Watch.
Now you might answer this a fire way. So like the question is this, right? Let's say somebody they gave you a like a room size room, like probably around the size of this room, and it's all white, and you have to create something, and it has to make money. What would it be?
Inside the room?
You were given a completely white room. Creative control. You have complete creative control. What would you make it, and how will it make money for you? Not just one time, not just twice, 3 times. Nah, residual.
I would make it a space people can come to and rent out. That people
Airbnb?
can. No, I would make it to where more of an artistic space, where every wall is something different. So that way they can sit here and have a bit different background for whatever content they're trying to create.
Oh, okay. Studio.
Yeah, a studio. But I would also make it to where it's a space that people can come to heal. Like when you walk into that room, you feel one way, and no matter what you create in that room, you walk out feeling amazed and you feel powerful within yourself.
How would you make that money? Like
make the money?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They have to pay to go and get to rent the space.
No, but
I would never have to even be in there. I would literally just create it and then never have to be there if I didn't want to. So it's passive income.
Well, okay, so you were saying the feeling was just what's a benefit to the creative side?
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I was like,
why would I not? Because how you feel matters, and I feel like we go so far away from feelings because like everybody wants to hide their feelings when it's like, no, in order for us to create, we have to feel. We cannot create something without feeling.
What I said in my song, I said, don't need your feelings if I'm feeling myself. Vent by creating got me healing myself. Bars.
Yep, definitely.
That was fire, Shanice.
It was.
What do you want to say to people future wise? Like people who gonna see this futuristically.
Yeah, I don't know when he gonna put this shit out. I don't know anything about this. But futurely,
I might put it out. I might put it out tonight, like because I got somewhere I gotta be after this. But I might put it out.
Oh, you guys might be after this too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's later. Though. Don't even try it.
What I want to say is, be true to who you are and be vocal about it. No matter where you're at, how you're doing it. Rick Ross said, I think it was Rick Ross. He was like, if you have 50 cents in your pocket, you should still feel like you have $5 million. Like, just because whatever you have on you now does not mean that's who you're going to be 10 days, 1 year, 5 years down the line. Like, you create your reality. So in the end, put in the work, do what you have to do, believe in yourself, big yourself up. Don't sit here and talk down to people, and because like the energy you give, you to receive. And give good energy and invest in your mental health. Because I went to the doctor's office and he was like, the only difference I see between people who live a long time, people who don't, or people who have like heartaches and stuff, is their attitude, their mindset. They're happy people. They're sitting here walking around being grateful, and they come in here with a knee that's in like a little bit of pain at 97, as opposed to something their back or something. How you your body has a whole bunch of pressure points called chakras, and each of those, if it's blocked, if it's messed up, it causes some type of pain. It causes some type of illness. And if you sit here and clear all of that, you don't have to worry about it. And I have a course online for your chakras. If you want to heal your chakras, go ahead and check it out. If you want some card game, so you can, get to know your partner, come check it out. I have some sex toys. I have a spa. Come get your services done. Lash classes. And there's so much more to come. Like, I'm very excited about the future, and I appreciate you. I'm grateful for me to have to step out and ask you questions as well as answer questions. Because I was nervous. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know.
I knew it was going to be different, so I was like, I'm going to challenge her in a different way. Because I was like, I don't think she ever been done this before, so like, let me hit her up about this.
And I'm glad the question I asked you haven't heard some of those before. So.
I have not, no. What was the question she asked? What was the question that you asked? I was like, nah, I ain't never about to change the subject. What was the
church, about creativity, about
what was it?
breath work.
Yeah, breath work. I'm like, bro, what is a breath work? When I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like breath control when you performing, like when you rapping. Like, yeah, I do that all the time. But nah, okay. So I guess what I would say is keep grinding, because don't quit. Like, take your breaks, because people don't take breaks. Take your breaks. Breaks are vital, because
it sparks your creativity.
Yeah, you can have all the creative sense, you can have all the money in the world, but if your body breaks down on you, none of that matters. Your money don't matter. What you created does not matter if you don't keep this. Pretty much what she said. If you don't keep that healthy. And another thing I would say is take care of your spirit.
Yes.
Because
your spirit matters.
Your spirit matters. The same thing. If you are,
as much as you take care of your body, take care of your spirit. As much as you take care of your soul, take care of your spirit. Your spirit matters.
Right.
Your mind.
Yeah, and yeah, if you ain't got that, you know, and you can't go on YouTube about this. Like this, forget YouTube, forget your family. You need to look inward. YouTube can't tell you about yourself.
It
can tell you about.
It can give you ideas on how to help
how your body
yourself
works,
and how to go about things like journaling, meditating. Like you might not know or might think that it's taboo or things like that, but then you hear it from a certain person.
Not
you're
taboo,
like, let me do it.
It's not taboo to do that.
Journaling is important. I feel like that's the only way I was able to get out half what I wanted to get out, because I've taken some time, and it's only been recently I've been journaling. I've meditated a lot, but journaling I shied away from it because I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna write? Like my day? Like what the fuck? But really just write, even if it's like I am journaling because I'm getting used to things like a million times. Set up a time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be, but get your thoughts out, because it also helps with overthinking. Yeah. I'm an overthinker, so
I'm a critical thinker.
Sit here and get it out, unbook, and then keep moving. That's it.
So be true to yourself. Don't quit. You'll be working those 7 days, and the 8th day could be your client.
Listen.
It could be your supporter. Somebody just bought a shirt from me today that I created yesterday.
Ooh.
So don't quit.
That's lit.
Hey, that was fun.